stomach was...
Hi. Hello, everybody. Hi. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me again. No, I always love being here, crocheting with you, not crocheting at home with my cats, although they miss me, I'm sure. You know?
I get to have you today.
Yes. And then I'll go home and they'll be like, what were you doing? I love that like investigation sniff when you get home and you're like, what are they thinking about my day?
They shouldn't be watching your live. That's what they should have been
That's
doing.
what it
They
is.
should have been watching Stitches.
Yzma was watching your live the other day. I think I put a picture up on Yarn Over Hook of her looking at my computer screen when she was watching you.
Oh, wonderful.
She was like,
Thank
that
you,
was like,
Yzma.
fun.
Thank you, Yzma. Hello.
YouTube
Hi,
pause up.
Lily. Hi, Riri.
Hi.
Diana. Hi, friends. Oh, I'm so excited for today.
Me too. I've been waiting for this.
I just love crocheting together. I love crocheting together. So
It's so fun.
I am very, very excited for today. We are, oh wait, hi, hello, welcome, hi. My name is Sammi. I teach crochet with Yarn Over Hook. Yarn Over Hook is a free social media for crocheters to create, learn, and connect with other crocheters from around the world. You can join for free via the link in the description below. We would love to have you. We would love to see what you are making. Let us know what you are crocheting today, what you brought to drink, what you brought to crochet.
Yeah.
We are good adults today, and we brought water.
Yes.
We have water. Cheers.
Gotta hydrate.
I'm very excited for today. We're gonna tell you guys what we brought to crochet in just a sec. Do we have announcements? Do we have announcements? Yesterday was Local Yarn Store Day.
Yes. LYS.
LYS
Day. Yeah.
I had spoken briefly in the Let's Crochet in chat about Local Yarn Store Day. So if you went somewhere yesterday after that live, definitely let us know.
I'd love to hear.
Where did you go? What did you get, if you got anything? Were they crochet friendly?
That's a question because that's not always the case.
Yeah, we're gonna dive into some stuff because there was also a yarn crawl going on this weekend that Riri attended in North Texas. And things were not so crochet friendly.
Oh, that's so disappointing because we love to crochet. We love yarn. We're a part of the community. We just get ostracized.
Fiber is fiber is fiber. Fiber artist is fiber artist is fiber artist.
Exactly.
Like
per square inch, we take more yarn than knitters.
Okay, so we're gonna touch on some of that today.
Yeah. I'll save it for the deep dive.
Yes, and I think that's it for announcements wise. May is next week, which means that we can go see the crochet canopy.
Yes.
At LA County Fair.
I've heard they have it hung up in the big room, the big hall where it is. I haven't seen pictures of it yet or anything, and I'm so excited to see it. They were able to make 14 panels, and they're all 6x10 granny squares. So they're 6 feet by 10 feet,
So
and there's
60 square feet.
Yeah, and there's 14 of them.
14,
Yeah.
60 square feet.
60 or 6 by 10. Yeah, so the whole thing is 60 square feet. And then there's 14 60 square feet.
60 square feet panels. That
over
is
1,200.
incredible.
Over 1,200 panels. Just amazing number of panels.
Oh my gosh, that is so incredible. And if you guys remember in the first Stitches episode, I crocheted a granny square to represent Yarn Over Hook.
Yes.
And so Alexis and I are planning on going May 9th.
Yes.
So I will definitely take pictures and find our square, and I will post pictures. Hi, Roxana. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Ava. Hi, friends. Hi, Alexis, here to crochet and meet new people. Finishing flowers and drinking crystal light.
Ooh, that sounds nice and refreshing. You can actually see on Chaos Craft, she's the crocheter behind organizing it. You can see on our Instagram, people are posting the stories behind their individual squares. So if you haven't shared yet what your story was on IG, you should share. Like, I shared the story behind mine. It's just really sweet because so many of them were like, I was taught by my mother and she's like no longer here. And like, I crocheted this in her honor with her favorite colors. So like, you should check it out.
What was the story behind yours again?
Mine is a hedgehog because I had a pet hedgehog and she was absolutely wonderful. And that's what my crochet business is named after. That's who Remy, the crafty hedgehog is. And yeah, so she is collecting everyone's stories and sharing them on IG. And it's just, yeah, there it is.
Reminder of what our squares look like.
Exactly,
So
our
this is the
cuties.
one I did for, oh, there we go. This is the one I did for Yarn Over Hook. And this is Alexis's cute little hedgehog granny square.
My cutie. But yeah, so she's collecting the stories and sharing them, and they're just really sweet. Yeah.
That is so awesome.
And there's so many of them brought like a tear to my eye, and I was just like, oh, I remember being taught like by my grandmother, or just really endearing, really nice. Or one person made one for every member of her family, and she donated just many, many, many. And I don't know if those ones ended up together or if they're going to be all over, but it's just really interesting.
Oh, that is so awesome. I love that. So I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah, it's going to be special.
I think that is it, like announcement-wise. If you would like, I would love to see what you're crocheting, so you can post it on Yarn Over Hook. I have it open here so that we can see what you're crocheting along with what we're crocheting. So let's dive into what we brought to crochet today.
Yes, so I'm in the middle of what will ultimately be a really cute pigeon. So I have normally when I make this pigeon, because I've made it multiple times, I make the body first and then I make the accessories. Or not the accessories, but like the wings, the beak, the tail, the pieces.
Yeah.
This time I decided to just go in reverse, and so far I've made like the wings.
I feel like that's like a tease of what's to come.
I know, it's the cutest pattern. I love it so much. And then this is like its little tail.
You gotta do the influencer hand.
Yeah, influencer hand. Its little tail. And then I have its little beak. And it's just like, it's so cute. I really like pigeons. I think they're really pretty and really sweet. So I love making this pattern. And
that
it's just
is
a
so
fun
wonderful.
One to make.
Oh, I cannot wait. I hope that you're able to finish it while we are crocheting.
I think I will, because the body goes really fast. And then I also have to make its little feet. It has like these long legs and then these like little toe. It's really cute. The legs go fast.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
What are you making today?
Today, I am actually making a cover shawl by Hello Gabby, 88 on Etsy. It's called the Ever After sleeve scarf. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. The Ever After sleeve scarf. And I'll be wearing it during the reception because it might get a little bit chilly in our location. So I wanted to wear something. I wanted to have something just in case. So that is what I brought today.
That's so nice.
I am just starting it. We went to Joann's before this.
Yes, we did. It was on the way. It was on the way.
It was on the way.
It was on the way.
It was on the way.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I needed to get a gray for the pigeon.
We did. We needed
I needed it because
we needed stuff.
I opened my cabinet where my yarn is, and I was like, how do I not have dark gray? And I needed that color, so.
Right, or she wouldn't be able to crochet.
Yeah,
so we needed to
it.
stop.
Yeah, I had to.
We had to.
It wouldn't have worked as well if I used...
It wouldn't have.
Because there's like the two-tone thing with a pigeon, like the head neck is a different color. It wouldn't have looked right. So I needed to stop.
We needed to stop.
Yeah, it's just like the way things are.
And then I had actually started this shawl while we were at our crochet meetup earlier today with a different yarn. I was going to crochet it with the Lion Brand 24/7 cotton yarn that I really like.
Such a smooth yarn. It's
so nice.
Buttery and lovely. I understand why you were like leaning towards that one.
It's really, really nice, and I love it. I love that line, like that yarn. Like you guys know, I talk about it all the time. But it wasn't coming out the way I wanted to. And what is so awesome about having crochet friends is that you have somebody who can be like, Samantha, honey, that's not working.
Yeah.
Sweeter than that.
But I was like, have you thought about this one aspect?
She was way sweeter than that. But you know, like I translated into like Samantha.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
honey,
like slapping it out of your hand.
Honey, no. Put that hook down.
No.
Get some different yarn. So we did. We had to go to Joann's. So instead of the 24/7 yarn, I got this. Has anybody worked with K&C? What is this? Let's see if it has like that long wool name. Nope, there we go. Superwash merino fine wool, 100%. So I have not worked with this. I saw it. We like the color. We like the feel. And I was like, I'm always saying that I've never worked with wool.
I have worked with wool a lot. Actually, the sweater that I have down here, in case I was cold, this is superwashed merino wool.
beautiful scarf. I love it.
Yeah, I love this design. I love this pattern. It's a free pattern from Megan Makes Do. And it was technically the first wearable that I started, but it was not the first wearable that I finished because it's so big that I was like, I took one massive break and I made a top. And then I came back and finished it. So the first crochet wearable that I finished was a windmill top, and then this was the first one that I actually started. I made a few mistakes in places, but
oh my gosh,
I like
first wearable? Are you kidding me?
I know, and it's just like it's so soft and it's stretchy, and part of the reason it's soft is because it's super washed. That means like because wool shafts have barbs, and when you super wash them, you like smooth out the barbs or remove the barbs in the treatment process, and that's why it becomes so much softer than what you would typically think wool is.
Interesting. Okay, because I don't know anything about wool. Nothing. We have gone through this before. We've mentioned this before. I know absolutely nothing about wool. And especially like superwash, blah, 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 bottle fed, read to every night, baby sheep that I gave hugs to and cuddles wool. I don't know what any of that means. This is like a lot. It seems
I'm learning, so
okay. It seems like there's a lot that goes into like wool fibers and working with wool fibers, and so I'm just like, I'm good. I'm a cotton girly. I'm fine with my cotton. Like that's what we're gonna use. But with Joann's going out of business, with the sale going on right now, 40%, so we absolutely needed to go.
Absolutely. I definitely needed the burgundy version of the yarn that you're working with.
I wasn't gonna say the extra yarn you bought.
It's fine. My husband's at the LA Festival of Books. He's not gonna see this right now. He doesn't need to know. I'll get home before him and tuck it away. Yeah. It's my little secret yarn.
I feel like I end up with like little bags of like my little Joann purchases all over my space. And Quentin, my husband, he just doesn't even, he's just like, did you go to Joann's today? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that's nice. Did you have a good time? And like, yeah.
Have you started scouring like the online thrift furniture services for new shelving to store all your yarn? Because I've been actively scouring for a very specific bookshelf from IKEA.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, it's the Oxburg bookshelf. It's the one with like, it comes in a couple colors and has glass doors so you can see, and it's only like maybe 11 inches deep. So it's not like the 4x4s, the calyx.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah,
I have the calyx.
I have a calyx, and sometimes the depth is hard. Like I can't see things behind.
It's hard.
So I'm looking for this one. It's about 11 inches deep, and it has glass doors, and it's like the exact width that I need for like this one spot in my apartment. And it just would be perfect to store my yarn. I'm like, I dream of it. I want to just like move it all in. So I'm waiting for someone to sell it online.
Because you don't want to buy it new.
I would, but I don't want to drop that dime because I think it's like $300 new.
Ooh.
So I'm waiting. Yeah, so I'm waiting for someone to sell it like online, like resell it basically. And I'm like, I'll take it, even if it has some dings.
$300 is a lot of yarn.
I know, it's a lot for yarn storage.
No. Like it's a lot of yarn.
Oh, that's how we should measure.
Yeah,
like,
that's a lot of yarn.
Yeah, that's a lot of yarn. Yeah, that's a lot. So I don't want to buy it new. I'm just waiting to see if someone's like, I had to move suddenly, and like, this is $20. I'm manifesting
You're manifesting
it. Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna bring it into existence for Alexis. Okay, we're gonna manifest this for Alexis. Roxana, oh my gosh, your yard sale went well. Did you sell everything? So Roxana
she was crocheting for it, right?
Was crocheting has all week. Like I had we did a let's crochet and chat on Tuesday, Whip Wednesday, and then one yesterday. And Roxana was working the entire time for all of those lives on the things that she was selling for her yard sale. So I would love to know how it went.
Yeah, and which patterns did the best? Like what was the hottest ticket?
What was your hottest ticket item? What did you sell out first? Like I want all the details, Roxana. That is so awesome. I was sending the good vibes that it went well, because like we've talked about working at markets before and like making things to sell, and it's just like it can be like daunting and like a little difficult to get stuff out.
It can be. One thing I saw people do at a market once that I thought was so cute is like, you know how we made a loaf cat on the first episode of Stitches? I made a loaf cat. Everybody loves a loaf cat. what this person did is they had a cardboard box at their stall that said like "Adopt me" on the side, and inside it was full of loaf cats. And like,
fun.
Isn't that like such a thing to like see like a box of kittens? It's like the signature way like the kitten distribution system works. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of the cat distribution system.
Yeah, I feel like you would have to get creative to like really, really sell your stuff, because it's like, especially if you're doing it at like a festival or somewhere where you kind of have competition. You know what I mean? Like, what can you do to make your stall stand apart from everybody else's?
Yeah.
And I think that's such a cute idea.
So cute. But I'd love to hear what you made and what did the best.
Okay, so Roxana said that the turtles did the best. The stress balls didn't. I sold almost everything.
Oh, congratulations!
Yay!
That feels so good.
Yay,
That's
yay,
amazing.
Confetti.
Confetti. We need like yarn confetti.
Yay, that's so awesome, Roxana. I'm so happy to hear.
Me too.
I'm really surprised that your stress balls didn't do as well either. We were chatting yesterday about stress balls and like pretty much just amigurumi and safety eyes. Have you ever crocheted amigurumi with like not using safety eyes and just putting like black yarn?
I have done that. And that can be stressful because it's hard to make sure that the eyes look symmetrical, and it's hard to get like the exact look that you want.
True.
Especially if you place like the nose first or something that would be a center point first, then you have to have everything be like whatever, 1 inch to the right, 1 inch to the left, and the stitches might not line up exactly the same.
Right.
So it's tricky. It's not my preferred method. I prefer to use safety eyes. I'm going to use safety eyes on this pigeon, but I do recognize that I make pieces both ways, especially because sometimes safety eyes they're not like really secure. Even if you get really good safety eyes, you can really pull them out. So I try not to put them in when I do things for like babies or really young kids, just to be careful.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's tough. Yeah.
Because I really do appreciate when patterns give an alternative. Like Wooble says it. Wooble says an alternative, and they send you black yarn to do eyes.
Yeah.
In case you're making it for a child. And then with patterns with like Levy patterns, they'll give you an alternative. Like you don't have to use safety eyes. You can just use black yarn.
Yes.
When I see Levies with safety eyes, I'm like, ooh, that was not made with a child in mind.
Yes. Well, the name is so misleading. It's
Like I've always wondered why they're called safety eyes.
It's like flammable and inflammable both mean it'll catch fire.
Wait, does it?
I'm like 99% sure that inflammable means it's flammable.
Inflammable.
Like I am flammable. I think it also means I'm like pretty sure.
I thought inflammable means not flammable.
Okay, so let's go to the internet. If you
Go to the internet.
It's like if my husband were here, we could use his Oxford English Dictionary subscription and find out. Yeah, I am and then flammable. I'm pretty confident it means it's flammable, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, inflammable means easily set on fire.
So isn't that terrible?
Wait, I had no idea.
I know.
Wait.
I don't remember
means
how
flammable.
I don't know how I
why
found
do
that
both
out.
of those words exist?
I don't know, because impossible means it's not possible. So why is inflammable flammable?
Impossible, inflammable.
Yeah, they're both IM, right?
Yeah, it looks, and it says it can be sometimes mistaken as its like for its opposite.
Yeah.
What in the world? I had no idea. Today we learned. Or what is it? The more you know.
The more you know. It's like the rainbow.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I combined like
yeah, exactly.
What?
Oh, I know. I don't remember why I found that out, but I did, and it's so weird, and it just stayed with me because I was like, what a weird and misleading thing.
How strange. So yeah, like, and then okay, because I had always wondered why it was called safety eyes. I didn't realize. Hold on, let me pin that. I want to catch up.
Yes, I'll remember the pin.
Oh, Roxana made mushrooms, bunnies, turtles, baby chicks, stingrays, and cacti.
Ooh.
Bookmarks, and then the stress balls.
I remember watching one of your lives the other day, and there was a person making stingrays for a market or a yard sale. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Well, congratulations. I've been following your journey for a couple of days. And like, oh, mushrooms are cute. I've made mushrooms for markets before, and those go well too. Mushrooms go well. Loaf cats go well. Like just like cute things like that. But that's really fun. What a cool diversity. I love that you did so many different things.
So many different things.
Yeah.
So Roxana, the stuff that didn't sell, are you going to have another yard sale? Are you going to save those for another market? And was this one your first market? I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that's what you said. So Riri says, I have only used K&C cotton. So I had no idea that they had a wool until Joann's was announcing their closing sales. I don't know if they had these like in the back and they just like weren't selling well, and so now they got to get rid of them. I have no idea. But I just made my little baby foundation chain, and I love this.
That already looks much better than the way it looked before.
It
just
looks
the size,
way better, and it is way better.
Yeah,
and I love it.
And the color's really lovely.
It is so nice.
Yeah,
I'm like, hold on. I feel like you guys can't see it. There we go. It's so lovely. It's just a foundation chain.
It's so soft. I want to pet it. It's just lovely.
And then, so friends, we have talked about this before. Oh, I don't know if this is going to meet the gauge again.
Oh.
I don't know what's wrong. Am I just like crocheting too tight? I am not meeting my gauge-ish. Wait. I think I am. Almost. A little bit. I think I might do this a little bit longer. But it is better than what I had before. We have spoken before about doing gauge swatches. When you make a wearable, do you swatch? Do you swatch your wearables before you make them? Oh no.
I can't admit that I always do, but it does depend. If it's something that's going to be fitted, and it's not kind of like a top-down kind of wearable where I can like get the sense for it as I'm going, then I have made a gauge swatch. Okay. If it's something where I don't think that it's gonna be loose, it doesn't matter. Like with that cardigan I made, I didn't make a gauge swatch. I can't say that word. A gauge swatch.
You can just like a swatch. Just say swatch.
Oh well, yeah. So I didn't make a swatch with that because I was like, it's gonna be loose and big. It doesn't matter. But I think it actually does matter. I think you generally should. That's the best practice. But I don't always do it. But now, as I've gotten more experience in making wearables and I'm making more of them, I do make gauge swatches, but I don't do it obviously for amigurumi or for plushes and stuff, just for wearables.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just gonna go with this because we had also talked about like ease while we were at our crochet event today.
Yes.
And like, look at this stretch.
Yeah. So
there's
like
a lot of stretch. So I'm wondering if I should just leave it.
So I was gonna say, stretch it to the amount that you think it most likely will stretch when you're wearing it, and then measure it then. And I can hold it for you if you want.
Well, I did. I stretched it out because like I'm gonna pull on the sleeve. Like there's so much give.
Yeah.
You said ease?
Yeah. So ease.
There's so much.
Yeah. Like how much it relaxes and how much like a pattern like. This shirt is not flush exactly to me. It has a little bit of space. So there's like an inch of ease on the sleeve. It's just like extra room that's like written in kind of invisibly to like tell you. And some patterns tell you and some patterns don't. And it really just depends.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna leave it. And then I'm definitely going to size the hook. The next hook that Gabby recommends in this. It's very interesting. It goes from an H to an L, which is like probably one of the biggest jumps I have ever worked with.
Yeah.
But I think I'm actually going to go ahead and stick with it so that this comes out the way I want it to come out.
I'm so excited to see because it's so romantic looking, like the wrap and the sleeves, and you're just like, it's so
if you guys
pretty.
didn't see, if you guys haven't seen yet, the pattern, I had purchased it during a live. It's one of my... I'm so bad at pattern. I'm trying not to pattern shop during lives, but then you guys like give me such good ideas, so then I have to. So I purchased this pattern. When did I purchase this pattern? I think a couple weeks ago because I was looking for a shawl for like a cover up for my reception, and Gabby had popped in on the live, and I was like, we were talking about the cover up that you made. You guys can see it on the thumbnail of the first episode of Stitches. Alexis is wearing a really cute like crossed scarf wearable thing.
Yeah.
And it's super cute. And so I was going through Gabby's Etsy and like looking for something similar and came across the Ever After. And so I linked it in our description.
Yeah.
What I am working on is that. And then I linked what Alexis is working on, the pigeon.
My pigeon! Yeah. This pigeon is by Mevsan. I've done other patterns from her before. I actually have one here.
Yes, let's see.
Cute little toucan. I love him so much. He's got little toes.
Oh my gosh, the toes are adorable.
I know.
Are you
look
kidding
at these,
me?
Look at these beans.
Look
just like there we go. Do, do, do. But no, I really love it. I was still getting used to color changes when I made this, but it turned out so cute.
And
I just like
super,
I love
super
it.
cute.
Yeah, he's just
What a great way to practice color changing.
Yeah,
because like it'll be forgiving. Like you can put it at the bottom if you don't like
exactly
something,
and that's where they ended up being.
smooth.
So the color, and then I put wire in the feet so they're posable.
Oh,
so
cute!
they can do like different poses. It's just like a cute little guy.
When did you start putting wire in your amigurumi? Because I have never done that.
Right
and
away,
I have seen
actually.
stuff. I've seen people do it. And I just never thought like, oh, that's smart.
I started doing it right away, and as I've done it more and more, I have grown to realize like different techniques. Like you don't want the wire to be straightened, you want to bend it at the end so that it can't just burst out and poke you.
True.
So there's like different things, different gauges of wire give
I was
you better
wondering
relief.
why people put tape at the ends.
I've never seen tape, but I just like bend it. I just bend it over and then twist it around.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, tape would work beautifully as well. Just something to make it so it's not so pointy because it can burst out and then hurt you.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, good. Roxana is going to do some flea markets this summer. Perfect.
Oh, that'll be
I hope that you
nice.
sell out of everything. Michelle, I've made 2 scarf sweaters. Oh, so you've made 2 of the ones like it's a scarf and you put your arm through at the ends? This is my first one. How do you like yours? Let's see. Marth, hello. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. I'm just winding yarn today. LOL, no crocheting. That sounds good.
That's so satisfying to do though.
It's so nice. It's so relaxing.
I love to watch videos of people cleaning their yarn stash and like rewinding things that are loose and like organizing it. It's so peaceful.
Do they talk during it?
No, sometimes they just play
music?
like kind of lo-fi vibes. Yeah, it's so nice.
Because I would love to do that. Everything is content. I feel like as a like content creator, you have to keep in mind that everything you do could be content.
Yeah, I absolutely want to do that, especially if I like ever manifest that bookshelf into existence.
We're manifesting it. Is that your manifestation?
I don't know. I've never done that before, but it is now. It's gonna be my manifesting gesture now. Just like bring it on.
I know. I need to wind yarn to Mars. My yarn wall is looking a little. It's looking a little.
It's plentiful.
You guys can't really see it because Alexis is perfectly placed. So you can't really see what's going on back there with my cakes. But I have a lot of yarn I've purchased from Joanne when they first were announcing their closing and stuff. And so I need to wind it up. I need to get it stored. But, everybody knows my wedding is coming up. And that has been like keeping me from doing a lot of stuff. And that is one of those things on my list. But
your summer wearables.
And my summer wearables, my mustard collection. You guys can't see the yarn back there. My mustard collection I want to start. I want to finish my hexagon cardigan. All of the things. Alexis, how many whips do you...
Also, the question is like, are they whips that I'm actively going to finish, or are they whips that live in the back of a drawer and I just kind of forget that they're there? I mean, even when it comes to this pigeon, I started to make like the wings and stuff at the park this morning.
Yeah.
And then I made a second set of some of them because I was like, well, maybe I'll have enough time to make 2 pigeons. So I inadvertently
made 2 whips.
Yeah, doubled my pigeon quota for the day. But no, I always have so many, and usually they're like different levels of like time, like a small one, a large one. That one where it's like someone in your family asked for it and you're like, okay. And then like 4 weeks later, you're like, oh, this is taking so much longer than I thought. But it's always so fun. It's like, I love making things for people, so I'm happy to do it. But it's just like, sometimes it's surprising when it's a pattern you think will be straightforward.
Exactly.
And then you're like, wait a minute.
Or even just something that you think will just take a short amount of time.
Yes.
Like making my wedding favors. I really should have just started it when I bought the pattern. Do you want to know when I bought the pattern?
I do want to
know. And when
know.
I bought the supplies?
Yes.
Just free zone, right?
Okay.
I bought them in January of 2024.
Okay, January's not that bad. It was like a crazy month here. Like, of course.
No, 2024.
Yeah, oh no, I was saying, when you first said January, I was like,
okay.
That's understandable. Like, things went down. But now that you said it was January 24, I was like, oh my gosh.
Just free zone.
I don't judge you. I don't actually judge you. I have so many times I've bought yarn, and I have a million whip bags, and like I have the pattern printed with the yarn in a bag, and it's away. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
It's all prepped.
It's all
That's
prepped.
how I have. I have a huge IKEA bag.
Yeah.
Full of all the yarn.
Those big blue bags.
Rainbow.
Oh, nice.
It's over here.
I love it.
You
Yeah.
guys can't see it. Please don't look. And it was full of all the yarn that I purchased, the pattern printed out, I almost gave it away. I'm not gonna say it because I have family watching. All of the supplies.
Got it.
In that bag. So I was ready for a whole year.
Yeah.
And I only just started like really seriously making them a few weeks ago. I was like so bad, and it was just because like I don't even know. I didn't want to do it. I think that's really what it comes down to. I didn't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
I was excited when I first got the idea, and so I made a few to like test stuff out. It was great, perfect, wonderful. I was like, this is awesome. I'm excited. And so then I put it down because I'm like, I know what I'm gonna do. It's not gonna take long.
No.
I'll just go ahead and wait.
Yeah.
And it didn't take long, but it was very stressful.
Yeah. You could think of it as though you had the ultimate trust in yourself, that you knew you could get it done,
and I did.
Even if you started when you started,
and I
with
did.
time to spare, because you have a couple of weeks still.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. So that is done. So
like
that is why I am like, I'm really happy. I am literally over the moon. I can start crocheting stuff that I really want to crochet. So that is good news. Why did I bring that up? Oh yeah, we were talking about whips.
Oh, how many whips? And then we laughed hysterically because that's a dangerous question.
Because we asked that I asked it during a live this past week. And a lot of people had just like 1 to 3. And I was like, you guys are good little crocheters.
Yes.
You guys are good little crocheters.
Yeah. 1 is an amazing number to have.
One is an amazing number.
That's incredible.
So I've knocked down 2 because I'm done with wedding stuff.
Yeah.
So knocked out 2 of my whip like
that
numbers.
Feels good.
It feels really good. But then I just added this.
Yes.
So we're back up to 6. 6 whips that I can think of off the top of my head. But that is okay. That is okay. Do you like to jump between projects?
I do. And if you ask me to give you like an actual whip number, okay, so I'd be like 2 pigeons. I also knit, so I'm knitting a vest test pattern for someone. And then I have a crochet top that I'm altering, that after time the yoke had stretched out, so I'm gonna redo the yoke. And then I'm also crocheting at least 2 more things. So I have at least 6 or 7. So I have like about 6 or 7.
Twinsies.
Yes. And then what was your question? It was, do you like
to jump around?
I do. I like the dopamine of doing like a small project in the middle of like a massive one.
Yes, I was just talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
On a Clock App Live, I believe. I was talking about like liking long projects, and a crocheter was like, "Oh my gosh, like I do not do long projects. Like I cannot stand long projects."
Yeah.
And I was like, I think the reason why I enjoy long projects is because I put little projects in between. Like I put little projects here and there that I know that I can finish in like a week or a few days or whatever, when I know I have like longer projects also in the works. So it's nice to like take a break from your long project and do something short and gratifying, just like you said.
I agree. Oh, my ocean top, the one that I've been working on since I met you. That's another whip in my list.
So you're winning.
I have so many. So many. I'm like, am I winning?
And I feel like you taught me a new word today. It's called crojo. So like your mojo, your like crochet mojo.
Yeah.
So do you feel like having multiple whips with like different different degrees of like time required?
Yeah.
Do you think that helps to keep your crojo up?
1000%. When I started crocheting, I was mostly a 1 project at a time person when I was learning amigurumi, and I would get to a point where there'd be things where I didn't understand it, and I would just like stare at it and would be like, I couldn't figure it out. And then it would be very frustrating, and that would make me lose all my crochet mojo. All my crojo would go away.
I feel
And then
that.
like I started looking into how do other people get through this, and they pick other projects to do that they know are a quick one or just something that they'll understand. So I've kind of implemented that in my life. So having lots of projects I work on of varying levels of difficulty has been like a key for me and really helpful.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. I'm going to ask ask the folks at home what they think. But let me check out real quick.
Please.
Yes, the first one sold. I actually forgot about the second one. That is so awesome, Michelle. I love that. The scarf sweater.
Oh, lovely.
That is so cool. Are you gonna make one for yourself?
Yes.
Mars, do you label your cakes? I don't, and I think it's because I know the colors so well. Like, I only really use Big Twist yarn. I only really cake Big Twist yarn, and usually like the yarn that I buy, I tend to buy a lot and often. So I know my yarn, so I don't really label it. But Alexis has a cool system.
I have a two-tier system, and let's see. So I do cake my yarn because I use yarn spinners mostly, and so this is caked. And there's two ways that I will store this. I will keep the labels inside the center like that, so that you can have it in there if you need it later. And then if I buy multiple with one of the other labels, I'll take it out, I'll cut it up so that I have like the name of the brand and then the name of the color, and then I'll put that together with packaging tape. So I'll like laminate it at home with packaging tape, and then I hole punch it and I put it on like a big key ring. So I have like a metal key ring that has, and I put a piece of the yarn on it. So I have a metal key ring that has the label with a little bit of yarn taped to it, and then I can just go through it, and I have them color coordinated, so I have all the blacks.
Like
and
a
all
Rolodex of yarn.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
I almost want to buy a Rolodex.
Yeah.
Put the label on an index card and tape a strand of the yarn, and then I can just like...
That's my second tier. So if I make a wearable, I write the wearable on an index card, and I hole punch the side of the index card, and then I loop the yarn I use through it along with like the name of the yarn and like any sort of changes I made to the wearable.
That is so fun. Oh, that's so fun. We should definitely chat like and show off organization methods that we do in an episode. I would love to see your organization stuff.
Absolutely.
That is so awesome.
I did it with a recipe box that we got when we got married that has like our name and our wedding date on it, and I wanted to use it, but I don't have a lot of paper recipes.
Right.
So now I use this.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Me too.
I met a lady today at Joann's who says she's been at Joann's for 3 days now. She said she spent $500. My area has so much yarn, they had to put it other aisles. Okay, so.
Oh, that was,
Again, we went to Joann's today because we needed to.
Yes.
And that was the case at our location too, Mars. We went there, we were down in the yarn section, we're shopping, we're doing our thing. And then I remember crochet friend Renee had told me that they had yarn upstairs. At our Joann's, it's the same Joann's that Renee went to. At our Joann's, the upstairs floor is just sewing. It's all sewing. And so I was like, upstairs, that's strange. And so when we were there today,
I was surprised too.
I was like, let's go upstairs because Renee said that there's yarn upstairs, which I don't know how they would do that because it's all sewing. But they had gotten rid of all their machines already. And so we went up there and we took some really fun pictures.
Yes.
So we'll post that on IG. So you guys keep an eye out. We took some really fun pictures. They were just lines, just boxes and boxes of yarn.
Cut the top off. They just cut the top off of the boxes. They didn't like unpack it. It just looked like they were moving out.
It looked like they were just moving out all the, like they brought them out of the warehouse and they're just like, here, bye. Like, take this yarn,
we did.
please.
We went
and
in.
we did.
We were like, yes.
We did. We said, say less. You don't have to twist our arms. I mean, if we must.
No arm twisting for Big Twist.
No arm twisting for Big Twist. I am all in. I will be going back. I told you guys before that I got a pattern for Stardew Valley blanket, and it requires over 40 colors to do that blanket. It requires over 40 colors.
I saw the picture you showed me. It looks so cool, and all the colors are necessary to create that beautiful effect.
And I had contacted the creator of that pattern, and I had asked her, I was like, what brand of yarn did you use? Because I want to be sure to get the exact colors. I'm just that person. If I want to make exactly what the creator made, then I need to know exactly what they used. And so they said that they had used Big Twist, and I was like, at the time I was like, oh my gosh, Joann's is closing, I'm not gonna be able to get this yarn, I'm not gonna be able to make this blanket. But then going there today, I was like, it was like the yarn gates just opened and the crochet gods blessed me with this wonderful selection. So I will be going back with my list of yarn. I might do like a little shopping vlog and get all the yarn that I need, because I need you guys to see and understand how much yarn this blanket requires.
It's gonna be so cool. We need like a word for crochet blessings, because like Crojo was really cool, but we need a new word for like when crochet blessings are upon you.
When crochet blessings are upon you. My mom is really good at puns, so I am going to leave that up to you, Riri. Yeah. You got this.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's a great idea. Yeah, the Rolodex. It's Rolodex, right? Am I saying it right?
The Rolodex is when I picture it. It's like
it's the like
it's and like it's like
yeah. That's
like,
why I did that. Like
it's like I'll connect you. It's like that. So I guess like it's a recipe box.
Yeah. Okay. So
and then the other thing is just like a key ring that I have things stapled on.
Yeah. It is a really good idea. I love that idea.
It's really been nice. And if you don't have a laminator or you don't have lamination sheets, like packaging tape works just as well. Packaging tape and a hole punch. And it saved me because a lot of times the thing in the center of the cake will fall out if the cake gets kind of soft. Or just like over time it happens. Or like if you put it on a yarn spinner, it'll knock it out. And you'll like be like, I'll put this back. And then like
and you
time
just forget.
Passes. Yeah. And that ends up in the trash.
I have definitely done that before.
Yeah. So having like a little like reference that has like a little piece of yarn attached, and if it's a variegated yarn, I make sure it's long enough that you can see
that you get the whole colorway.
Yeah, so you can see the whole thing.
That is awesome. That is so smart.
Yeah,
and it's really like that'll also help with dye lot. While we were in Joann's today, we were pulling out the yarn that we wanted, and so like I was pulling out all the little donuts of this and was just like grabbing them, and then I was like, wait a minute. Because again, I hadn't seen these before. They have clearly been like sitting in their warehouse. I was like, oh, let me be sure that my dye lots are matching. And half of them were not the same dye lots. So we together teamworked it.
Oh no, you spearheaded that, because I was just like into the cart, and then you were like, gotta check the dye lots, and thank goodness you said that, because a lot of mine were not the same. Yeah. And I ended up getting like this really pretty like magenta burgundy color version of that.
So pretty.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna make the same sweater as you.
Yay.
I don't know if I told you that, but I'm gonna make the same sweater that you're making right now in that color, because I love that like romantic ever after wrap.
You'll feel it.
Oh, that's nice. I'm like so excited for this. God, is this gonna go up or is this around?
This I'm working it around. So it'll go, so it's this is the length. Oh, and I do like this length.
Yeah.
And then
so it's like scrunchy here, and then it becomes wider.
It becomes wider up here.
I'm in love with this design.
So this
I might start tonight.
You went okay, so then you'll have to do it. Yep. So now you're gonna have 8.
Yeah.
You're like the whipped queen.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
I should make a crochet crown, and then we should bring it to whoever ends up having more whips going on at the time.
Get out of my head. I was literally just thinking that same thing. As soon as I said whipped queen, I was like, oh no, I think we're gonna have to crochet a crown.
Yeah.
And we'll have to every Stitches episode check in on how many whips we have.
I love that.
And like crown the whipped queen for that episode.
I love that.
I love it
so much.
I love it.
That's so good.
Okay, so this is where this is sitting. I think I like it for like my sleeve, and then 8 inches or 8 rows up.
Yeah.
It'll be like probably about here, 8 rows up. It's still going to be connected around. Yeah. And then it opens up to the scarf.
That's going to be
portion
so beautiful.
That goes around. I'm happy. 10 out of 10 would absolutely recommend this K&C wool. Friends, this is like really nice.
And the price really Joann's was amazing.
Oh my gosh, because they're 40% off.
Yeah.
Each of these donuts are $8. It's 84 yards. Let me triple check. My mom, no pressure. You're the pun queen, so no pressure, because you're gonna be amazing and you'll definitely come up with something. 50 grams. 50 grams for $8. That's not bad.
That was the sale price?
No, that was the original.
That was the original, yeah, because it was much less.
And so 40% off, it came down to $4.80.
Yeah, that was much better.
And I ended up having to buy 12. So, friends, we're gonna dive in. The colors were, I grabbed some of that one yesterday. The colors are so pretty. Mars, I love it. We're on the same wavelength. What colors did you get? Because I'm going back and I'm absolutely buying more.
Okay. It's on my way home.
So you need to stop?
Yeah, if I just go whenever it's on my way.
That is so fun.
There's actually 2 Joann's on my way home. I can go to both.
We're not gonna say no.
Turn the tracking off on my phone. Like head to them.
Okay, so Oh my gosh, I have an eyelash in my eye. Hold on. Please
I
hold,
hate
friends.
that feeling.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I think we're good. So, friends, I just said, so each of those donuts are 50 grams each, right? And I bought 12. Needed 11. Like, if the math was mathing, I just needed like 10.7 something. But in order to be sure that we are all good, we got 11. I got 12 because I always like second guess my
You're a
math.
tight crocheter.
And I'm a tight crocheter, so I always buy one extra skein. With that being said, we're going to touch on what Alexis said earlier about how crocheters use more yarn. And so you would think that fiber stores would jump on that and be like, yes, crocheters, shop here, buy all of your yarn here. We're going to lower our price so that you buy more.
Yeah.
Instead of keeping our prices so high, because knitters use much less yarn than crocheters, and charge for that. I just find it funny that, and my husband always laughs at me when I'm like, that's so funny, because he knows I don't mean funny, ha ha.
That happened to me. I did that same thing, and that happened to me once when I was traveling in Germany, and someone said something, and I was like, "That's so funny," and they were like, "Actually, it's not funny," in like a German accent, and I was like, "No, I'm sorry. I mean, like, it's funny, this thing that's happening. I just mean like that's odd."
Like, that's odd.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean. I just find it funny.
Yeah.
That that's not really taken into consideration.
Yeah.
So I had mentioned yesterday during the Let's Crochet and Chat for Saturdays that I had gone to a yarn store, and they weren't mean. They were not mean, but if you know, crocheters going into fiber stores that are very knit focused, and as soon as you say you crochet, then it's kind of just like, oh, that's cute. And so I totally felt that, especially because I wore a sweater that I crocheted, and it was a bummer. Especially because I love going into Joann's and I never get that feeling. I can say, so that fiber store.
Don't watch me undo this row.
You're fine. They see me frogging all the time. Like, there's always frogging on lives. We know this. We even voted on me frogging stuff. I'm trying to think. That one, I'm pretty sure I've only ever been into one yarn store, and I think that was it.
That one.
That's the first yarn store I've been to. I'm trying to think, because I've only been to one Fiber Fest. So I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure that's the only yarn store I've been into. And so I'm not used to getting that feeling. I'm not used to
that's something that
like that. And I know that you have mentioned before, my mom has mentioned before, going into stores and feeling kind of othered by knitters there. Yeah. And so it's like, I've heard stories. I see stories all the time, even on IG, on the Clock app, everywhere. I've heard stories of that feeling of being othered. Yeah. Crocheters make videos about it all the time.
It's really
I'm just like, man, it's crazy how often this happens. And I go into the store and I'm like, yeah, it's local yarn store day, and I'm gonna support a local yarn store. Because like I said, I really only ever go to Joann's. I work with the same yarn, and I know I can get that yarn at Joann, and so that's where I go. And man, the feeling was so icky.
Yeah. I know multiple crocheters who've gotten the exact reaction when they've worn something that they made into a store. And it really does depend on the store. I've had stores with good experiences.
For sure.
But it's it's so odd, because why is there any
at all?
We're all loving fiber. We all love slow crafts.
We're all making things with our hands.
Yeah.
We're all willing and
we're human 3D printers.
Enthusiastically ready to crochet and make things and support other crocheters, knitters, fiber artists.
Agreed.
Especially those who have stores. Yeah. We all want to lift each other up.
Agreed. And even kind of vibes you get when you're a person who uses mostly acrylic yarn or exclusively acrylic yarn. There's that same energy, and I don't really understand it either because I started with exclusively acrylic yarn, which is generally more affordable, and like, why not? And now I also buy natural fibers, and I buy like wools and different things, and those are more expensive, but like it's all, I like to think like it's all a gateway to other yarns. So who cares if you start with acrylic or if you stay in acrylic? And like, you still need the tools, you need the companionship. Like, there's so many wonderful elements of this craft, and it's just you just actively feel so neglected. Like, there'll be prizes, like giveaways for like different yarn events, and they're always geared towards knitters. It's always like markers that work just for them.
Yes.
Or like accessories that work just for them.
Patterns, free patterns, and there's only a knitting version, not a crochet version. Like, my mom just went on a yarn crawl. Riri just went on a yarn crawl and was sharing her experience going into a couple of stores. And the stitch markers, the free stitch markers they were giving away for the yarn crawl, knitting stitch markers. So I had no idea until my mom sent me a picture and was like, this is a stitch marker for knitting. I looked at it and was like, well, how do you know it's just for knitting? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And it's because it's closed. And like, it's not typically used for counting stitches. It's more used for counting rows.
So there's different ways to use them, but you can use them to count rows, or you can use them to mark where you're going to do different things. So like, I use them in knitting to be like, okay, an increase is coming right after this every time, and then it travels with you as you go up in knitting, basically. So like, you don't have to unclip it or clip it back on. Like, your needle goes in it as though it were going in a stitch, and it just slides on the needle, and then you go into the next stitch. So like, it's nice in how fast it moves. It's like minimal, less like moving your hands in and out of the project. But like, so you can also use them to mark rows. You can use them to mark like anything, just like with us.
Interesting. And so with that being said, a crocheter can't use that marker.
You cannot, because you won't be able to get it out.
You won't be able to get it, like how you would have to like take out your hook.
Yeah.
Close it up.
Yeah.
Put the stitch marker on that loop.
Yes.
Put your hook back in.
Yeah.
And do that every single time.
Every single time. And even then, I think you might still be attaching it in a way that you wouldn't be able to get it out. I think.
Oh,
like,
right.
Yeah, because you can't get it out. You won't be able to get it off. Yeah.
That's true. You just permanently marked your project.
Yes, it's just there forever.
It's there
so
forever.
Maybe they're really pretty and you put them in as like a little like accessory little
well,
bit.
just like accessories.
Yeah, accessories. Like if they have little bells on them or something, that'd be kind of cute. You know, but it so often is like that. And it's really, I started crocheting and I've also learned knitting. I learned knitting about a year and a half ago, and it is unfortunate how much more is accessible to me as a knitter than as a crocheter.
And it's because you're a double agent.
Yes,
so
I'm
she's in both sides.
I'm a spy on the other side. And it does make me really sad because like crochet is where I started. That's what my grandmother taught me. Her whole family like in Alaska crochets. And it's just like, why isn't there more love for both? There's really no reason.
It's like there's not enough love to share. Why is one higher than the other? That just doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't even understand.
It doesn't make any sense to me. And because it's like they're different enough.
Yeah.
That like it's obvious because there are people who do both. So they're different enough to have a different kind of like vibe, a different kind of love for each, a different kind of appreciation, a different kind of enthusiasm for each of them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be like one is better than the other.
I agree.
Like you can love them both for what they are. Just individually.
I use them for different things.
Right.
And like I just don't really mix them together. Although I actually have seen, I am testing a top pattern right now that's a vest, and the vest is knitted, but the details on the sleeve and the collar are crocheted and they're put together. And like I have to have it finished by the 7th, and I'm mostly done. And it's my first time doing like ribbing, or not ribbing, cabling. Have you ever seen like vest knitting where it's like twisty? Yeah. So it's my first time doing that, so I'm a little slow. But when I'm finished next month, I'll bring it on another episode of Stitches once it's like done and released and everything. And it has crochet like scallops on the sleeve. It's really cute. And I love seeing like those pieces that are a hybrid of both.
See,
like
and
that's how we
so
should work.
nice. I feel like that is a really good appreciation of just fiber arts, period.
Exactly.
Just an appreciation of fiber arts, period. And that's what I think should be like more. That should be the forefront.
I agree. That should be the
forefront.
I agree completely.
Let's catch up. So Mars don't know the exact colors, but it was a cream, a soft pink, and a rosy pink. I think you got a rosy pink.
I did get a rosy pink.
So it might be the same color.
It was actually quite similar to this acrylic that I'm using right now.
Yeah, that is a very pretty color. Yeah. Very pretty color.
It's a little bit left over from when I made that beat purse that I brought on the first episode of Stitches, and I had that like yeah, just like the little bit that's left over, and I only need to do 2 bands of color on the pigeon's neck. So I was like, oh, I'll just bring this little extra bit that I have.
That is so cute.
Yeah, it's gonna be really sweet.
Yes, using scraps. Yay.
Yes.
Okay. So Michelle, I'm sharing the 2 sweaters online. The yellow one was sold, and the other one I still have is more lightweight. The yellow one was working up using thicker yarn. Ooh, okay. Let me open.
I'd love
yarn
to see.
over hook. Oh, pretty.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
I love that
stitch. Oh, like, what stitch is that?
Yeah, what stitch did you use for the yellow one?
Pretty. Oh my gosh, butterfingers.
Wow. Oh, fun.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It looks like a Neapolitan ice cream.
It does. When you eat Neapolitan ice cream, do you eat all the flavors or do you only eat one?
I don't know if I've had Neapolitan ice cream.
When I was growing up, I would only eat the vanilla. And now I probably would have all of them.
I feel like I would have all of them. One of the it's chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla.
Yeah,
because I know I like chocolate and I know I like vanilla, and I don't know if I've ever had strawberry ice cream. And I think that's why I don't think I've ever had Neapolitan ice cream.
That makes sense because it is like a blend. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Oh.
Stop.
Yes.
No, it's not.
It's chocolate chip, and I will
you
also
can't lie on live.
It's chocolate
Are you
chip.
For real?
No, it's chocolate chip, but I also love it with cookie dough. My favorite is chocolate chip. I always get that, and it's just we'll go to fun ice cream places because there's so many crazy places. Like you can get like ube ice cream and all kinds of crazy flavors, and I'm always like, do you have vanilla with chocolate chips in it? That's like my favorite flavor. And I also love cookie dough. Yeah, it's so good.
That is so funny. Yes, I remember. I seriously have a memory the first time I had chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream, and it was my absolute favorite. I was so happy. I didn't know that you could have cookies and ice cream. Oh, baby's breath. I'm adding the wire for structure.
Oh, I love that.
Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. I can't wait to see the finished product, Michelle. That looks awesome.
I'd like to know from Michelle, when you finish wrapping the yarn around the wire at the base, like not at the base of the flower, but the base of the wire, how do you secure it? Because that's something that that's something that I struggle with when I use wire with things. So I was wondering,
how do you secure it?
Like, how do you do it? Sometimes I use some glue or something like that if it's gonna get tucked in.
Mars, are you kidding me? A lily bag. I started the petals first. I'm doing the bag portion, the flower details last, still trying to figure out what color I want to make the bag and what yarn to use. The pattern uses acrylic, but I want a nice sturdy cotton yarn. Yes. I'm also still undecided on whether to use darker pink or a lighter pink. I mean, I like the mix of both. So what do you mean?
It's beautiful. It looks like a stargazing lily.
It is gorgeous.
That is beautiful. If you could make an incredible garment where the structure was like a skin color yarn and then cover it in those and have the structure be very open and skin color and like non-existent,
very much giving like flower, like fairy.
It looks like something like someone would wear to the Met Gala. Just like it's beautiful.
That is so pretty. A lily bag. I love that, Mars. It's gorgeous.
That's so gorgeous. I'm gonna be following that project because that is really cool.
Roxana, I'm taking a break from crocheting for a week. I mean, I want to crochet, but my hand hurts like crazy. I can imagine. I mean, you were crocheting like crazy this week for your market, so absolutely take a break. Let's see. Okay, so the yarn stores. I will shout out the yarn store in Dallas. Of the 3 shops I visited, their stitch marker could be used for crochet or knitting. Knit Dallas, a community yarn store, 6434 East Mockingbird Lane, Suite 105, Dallas, Texas, 75214. Head there, friends. A crochet friendly
yarn store.
Yarn store.
Yeah.
Even though it has knit in the name, don't be intimidated. They like us.
They like us. They want us to come in.
So head over there. Love it. Love, love, love. Let's see if I'm... Oh, okay. So to answer your question, Michelle said that she's been taping it with floral tape.
Oh, that's a great idea. And that tape is so flexible and much easier to use than like regular tape. That's a really good idea.
And it's green, I imagine, right? Is it green or
I think
is it?
it's green, or you can get it in different colors. I've seen it green, but maybe it also comes in other colors.
Interesting.
Have
What
you
a
ever-
good tip.
Have you ever seen those viral videos where they have florists try and guess what flower it is, and they only see the stem and the flower's upside down in a box?
No
It's
way.
incredible. It's like florists like no. They're like,
Are
oh,
you
that's a
kidding
hydrangea,
me?
and that's a rose, and that's a like forget-me-not, and they can just tell just by the stem. And this one
Are
will
there
walk
leaves
up.
on the stem?
I don't think I've seen leaves on the stem. Like the stem just looks like that, and they walk up sometimes, and they're like, and they feel it, and then they just know, and it's so fun to watch.
That's incredible. You're gonna have to send me
I
that.
will. I love all these like silly videos.
Yeah, Michelle is very, very good at crocheting flowers. Her flowers are incredible. If you are on Yarn Over Hook, absolutely check out Michelle's profile because she's posted some incredible flowers. If you have not joined Yarn Over Hook yet, join for free. Show us what you're currently working on while we are live. You can join for free via the link in the description below. We would love to have you. We would love to see what you're making. Let's see. Can I send a oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Roxana. If you want to post that on the activity feed, absolutely. Mars, I'm loving everything floral at the moment. I love that. I love that. I cannot wait to see your bag finished. I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be so nice. I cannot get over how good this feels.
I know. I'm so glad
how
you're
nice
using
this
it.
yarn feels. I said, like I said, when I was starting to crochet with the hooks and needles, which I am so excited to get back into now that I have the time. It's like I was starting the headband from the first box that I received, and this yarn is so nice. It's so fun.
Oh, I
this
love
one is the
that.
mix.
It's like a
of-
gray funfetti.
It's
beautiful.
a mix of wool and let me see. Do I have it here? Oh yes.
It's really lovely.
Okay, here it is. So it's a mix
Oh, that's pretty.
of merino wool and viscose.
Viscose. So viscose, I think, it's bamboo, but I don't remember if it's like natural or if it's like something's done to it that makes it like non-natural.
Oh.
Something. I think like viscose socks I thought were like bamboo socks as well.
And see, I don't
but
know
I'm not
why
sure.
I have not looked it up yet.
I mean,
So we're gonna
I'm
look it up
like,
now.
I'm not sure. So.
It's a semi-synthetic made from wood pulp.
Oh, okay. So maybe there's bamboo
Bamboo
viscose,
viscose,
and then there's
probably,
like
yeah.
other viscose.
For sure.
Yeah.
It can also be made from bamboo, soy, or cotton.
Oh, look at it's called Woodland Whisper.
Woodland whisper.
Yeah, that makes
That's
sense. 'cause
this
it's
one.
made of wood. Oh, that's this one.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
isn't
that
it the
is
same
so
type?
funny, but it's the same type.
It's beautiful. I love that. It's kind of like tweed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really, really nice.
I really love that.
And so this was my
Gorgeous.
introduction to wool. But like feeling this compared to this, I'm like, oh my god.
This one's not super washed, so that's why. So it's gonna have the barbs.
What you were just mentioning, because this is a bit rough. So now I get what you're saying.
Yeah, the super wash treats it and makes it like buttery soft. So that's like, if you're not sure about wool because you're like, it's been itchy, but you don't have a wool allergy, like that's its own thing.
Right.
Super wash wool is like buttery soft, and it's much easier to tolerate if you're a person that has sensitivities to itchiness.
It's so much softer.
Yeah, it's like if you don't really know, you would never guess this is wool.
My wool donut.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So yes, again, 10 out of 10 would absolutely recommend the K&C wool.
Yeah.
I will be going back
I agree.
and probably buying more, especially in that color that you got. Are you kidding me?
Gosh, I love it. It's so pretty. I love all the colors that I've been seeing at Joann's every time we've gone. It's been incredible to see how much is there. It's beautiful. It just makes me so sad.
It makes me so sad. And that's what's like kind of bumming about it going away, is because I don't know where I'm gonna shop in person, especially now that I have visited a local yarn store. Like that one was a close one to me, and I'm not sure about returning. I'll have to try out some other ones, but I do love Hobie, and now that I am like, oh my gosh, am I converting to being a wool girly? I am going to try out Hobie's wool. And I will let you guys know how it goes, because I want to try their acrylic as well. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get their wool as well as their acrylic to try out. And as well as like Hirschner's, I want to try out Hirschner's. I also want to try Premier. We're going to be trying all the yarns, because we want to support a company that supports us. as well as finding more local stores that support crocheters. That is going to be a huge goal of mine, even if it's going to be a drive. I'm probably just going to have to get out of this area to find a crochet supportive local store.
What would be interesting is if yarn stores started carrying a selection of affordable acrylics, and then people came in the door to get those.
True.
And then they could like, oh, these aren't nice. Oh, this is nice. And then they just would be looking at the expensive yarns too, because they happen to be in there, and just have a variety of items instead of it being kind of, I mean, the cotton at a yarn store is generally affordable. So I think like that to me, it depends. Maybe
Did I not tell you how much?
No. Maybe it's, I don't know.
It was pricey.
Oh, okay, but yeah, so, but I haven't seen yarn stores carry acrylics, really.
I don't remember seeing any acrylic at the store that I went to. Yeah, I don't remember seeing any acrylic there. There was cotton and not a whole lot, but tons of other fibers, I don't remember seeing any swatches, actually. And anything that was there that was made was knitted.
Yeah, that's really hard. I've gone to 2 different stores in LA that have had crochet garments on display, and there wasn't many of them compared to knitting. There was a lot more knitting, but it was Wool House in Pasadena and Wild Fiber in Santa Monica. They both have crochet garments displayed.
That is so
nice. That at least is better than the general numbers of 0.
Yes.
Yeah, and they had, and like my first completed crochet wearable was one I saw on display at Wool House, and I was like, oh, that looks like something I could make, and then I ended up buying the yarn for it.
See, and that's so nice. That is nice. That is what I love. That
Me
that
too.
is what I love. So if you guys have any stores that you have visited, local yarn stores, mom and pop shops, that's what we are looking for. What is it, like small businesses, supporting small businesses. If you have any stores in your area that you highly recommend, especially for crocheters, definitely share with us on Yarn Over Hook in the forums for yarn and fiber stores, the yarn and fiber stores section. Put a link, put some pictures, add your own review if you've gone. Share. Sharing is caring. And we definitely want to keep supporting stores that support us. You know what I mean?
I will tell you something funny. If you do become like a wool girly, at least like in part, when you block wool, it does smell like there's a sheep in your home, because it smells like,
I was wondering if I should block this.
It does smell. It also takes a lot longer to dry than cotton, and
not me like smelling it.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like wool when you sniff it, I don't think. But
No,
when
it
it's wet,
smell.
like when I made that cardigan, I blocked it and it smelled like a sheep in my house, and it took forever to dry.
How long?
Like days.
No.
Days. I didn't have blocking mats at that time, so it could have been, I had laid
What did you lay it out on?
I laid it down on a self-healing mat, so a plastic mat that was like laid out on my dining table. And I did flip it, every other day, but it takes 1,000 years to dry. It took like maybe 5 days, and it was summertime when I finished it. I finished it in like July. Wow. So it's just something to think about. Like, give it plenty of time to dry, and it will smell, but the smell goes away.
Okay, because when I blocked my Christmas sweaters that I made, I soaked them and rolled them in a towel.
Yes.
And then I put them on our drying racks that we have for our clothes. So air was able to circulate around the entire garment.
But they weren't like sagging in between the racks.
No, I checked on it to be sure that it was laying nice and flat. I might get like a netting to kind of put underneath it to make sure that it lays down flat.
You could go to like Marakai or Mitsuwa and get like a laundry bag.
That would be a good idea.
That's like netting, and it's like a fabric.
That would be that's a good idea. Yeah, if anybody has ever blocked wool, I would love to know your tips.
Yes.
I've never blocked wool before.
I've only done it a few times, so I'm very much a novice.
That is so interesting. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Yeah, would love your wool blocking tips, friends. I had started the poll, so rock the vote, friends. Rock the vote. Let's see where we are. Do you prefer to have one project at a time or multiple? We have 33% says one at a time. 67% says I want all the whips. Those are our people. Those are our people. Oh, thank you, Sammy. Oh my gosh, Michelle, of course. Your flowers are incredible.
They're incredibly beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. Let's see. Oh, I want to see that shirt that you shared, Roxana. This is the pattern I used for the sweater scarf. Let's see. And then Roxana, have you guys heard of Creative Grandma?
I haven't, no.
I haven't either.
Tell us more.
Absolutely. So if you are trying to share a link in the chat, it's not going to show up. So if you want to share a link, post it on the activity feed on Yarn Over Hook. Perfectly fine. And then we can see it here. Whew. Okay, so this is where I am so far. I am like trying to keep my stitches consistent because you can see my first row. It wasn't very consistent in my tension. You can tell that I am learning how to work with wool.
It'll block like a little more closed probably.
Okay, good.
So it'll like
even out.
That. Yeah.
It's fine though. This is going to be on the inside and closed, but my other stitches are nice and neat. They're nice and consistent.
Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go on.
So it really is really lovely. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, just don't look at this first row.
It's so beautiful and soft.
Thank you. This feels so good.
I'm so glad that we took the
excited.
risk to go Joann's on the way.
We had to.
I really had to. I needed this specific gray. I needed this specific gray. I needed it. It's like, it doesn't really look like a pigeon otherwise. So
I cannot wait to see your pigeon finished.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
I just got to the lower part of the body. I finished like the head and then the colored neck. And then I'm doing like the nice fat body.
Yay!
It's really cute.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I am so excited to see. I want to make a scooty. I love how those look.
What's a scooty?
What's a scooty?
Now I'm really curious.
A scooty?
It has
like
a
hoodie?
cute name. Oh, is it like a hoodie, like scarf?
It is
Oh,
a scarf. A scooty.
That's so cute. I love that.
Why have I never heard that name before? I just say hooded scarf. But that sounds lame.
That sounds so much
Scooty
cuter.
is way better.
I love that.
I want one too. I really want to make one too. I just making scarves in LA. I'm kind of just like, do I need a scarf? But it's been chilly.
It's been cold. It was really cold today. It was cold yesterday in downtown. It's just been chilly.
It's been chilly. It's definitely been chilly. Even like we had a yarn meetup today, a crochet meetup today.
Yeah.
If you are in the Los Angeles area, we do have a crochet meetup group called Crochet Friends of LA by Yarn Over Hook. We would love to have you if you are looking for a group to crochet with in person.
Yeah.
We are the group. Yay!
We bring a whole setup, a cute little speaker, beach
it is
chairs,
so fun.
a towel,
We had
cookies.
so much fun this morning.
It's lovely.
It was so nice at the park. It's so nice to just sit and crochet and talk crochet because it's like typically I feel like crafters especially just sit at home and do their crafts. It's very much just it's something that you don't have to do with other people, you know?
No, yeah.
And so then you tend to not do it with other people. And we at Yarn Over Hook want to change that.
Yes.
Insert like community slideshow here. Do you want some friends to crochet with? Do you want someone to bounce your ideas off of?
It's
check
so
a
nice.
pattern.
Yeah, I mean, like even today we've bounced so many ideas off with each other here and also earlier at the park. We're like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? You know, colors,
Yes.
tension, everything. There's just so many questions.
So the Crochet Friends of LA by Yarn Over Hook is our first Yarn Over Hook in-person group, and there will be more to come all over. So keep an eye out for it. If you are wanting to spearhead a group in your area, message me, DM me on Yarn Over Hook, and we can chat. But we really want to, one of the next big goals for Yarn Over Hook is to have in-person meetups, in-person community, like little groups, little like pilot
Happening
groups
everywhere.
all over, happening everywhere.
And it's amazing. People reach out constantly, wanting to join up, wanting to meet with us. Like people are hungry for that connection because we all know how easy it is to be isolated at home with this.
Yes. It is very easy to just isolate and crochet. What do you like to do what do you like to have on when you're crocheting at home?
So I used to watch a lot of streaming things that I had watched before, like binge something that I've seen before. But I kind of like have really left that behind because it slows me like way down. So now I will alternate between like listening to a podcast or like lo-fi. Like I love like a good lo-fi. I love like do you ever listen to like the jazz version of Studio Ghibli music?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. And I love like different podcasts like Myths and Legends or Serial or just like anything really. Audible books, those can be good, but sometimes I can be distracted, so it's hard. It has to be something that's I don't really have to pay attention to.
For sure. I think we chatted about that in the last episode, like putting something on that that won't distract you. If I'm not in a hurry to crochet things, then I'll go ahead and put something on that's a bit more distracting. Like
that's fair.
I'll sit there like with my hook. I'll put on my true crime and I'll sit there like with my hook, like my crochet project is on the floor and I'm like glued to the screen with my crochet hook, like what is going on?
Like who did it?
Who, like what is happening? Like yelling and pointing at the screen and stuff, and then I'm like, all right, I'm crocheting. It is so relaxing.
It's such a relaxing hobby.
So relaxing. I love it. What do you guys like to do when you're crocheting? Let us know. What do you like to do?
I love to crochet in the car when Andrew drives me.
Nice.
Oh gosh, even with all the traffic here, I'm like, I don't care if it takes us an hour to get there.
I have my crochet.
It's like, it'll be fine.
If I know that the drive somewhere is going to be long, I will absolutely hand over the keys to Quentin, you're driving, and grab my whip bag.
Yeah, exactly. You got to bring it. I've known a couple of crocheters who keep a whip bag in the car just for in the car.
Oh, that is so interesting. Yeah, that is their car crochet.
Yeah, your car crochet?
Yeah.
For when they're stuck waiting somewhere or whatever. I'm like, that's such a good idea because you hear about people doing that with books. And like, you should just do it with a car project, you know? I guess you'd have to have an extra hook that you'd always leave out there.
Yeah, you would have to
that'd
do
be
that
hard,
method.
but yeah.
Yes. Let's see. Hi, Daniel. Thank you for coming back in. Working on your cardigan. How is it going? I have been crocheting on my lunch breaks. Oh, I feel like I wouldn't be able to get so much done. Do you like feverishly crochet? Like, do you like, all right, I only have 30 minutes. Go. Or do you just like take that time to kind of shut off your brain, Mars? That sounds like a really good, like, I'm just not going to think about work and I'm just going to get lost in my stitches.
That sounds so peaceful. And when you finish during your lunch break, you know how sometimes there'll be like a row you want to end on, like if you're alternating between like different kinds of stitches, like your mood tracker blanket,
right?
Is there a row that you like to end on, or like, you know, because there's a row that you find harder to do and you're like, oh, I don't want to start on that one, I want to start on this.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. So not so much for my mood tracker blanket because I'm supposed to do one row a day, so I have to end on whatever row that is.
Yeah.
But my doodad blanket by oh my gosh.
Oh, is it Hello Sunshine?
Hello Sunshine.
Yeah. I love that pattern.
It's so fun. That is one that I'm like, oh, I really don't want to end on this stitch. It's going to be hard for me to like figure out where I am.
Yeah.
That one, because it's a different stitch every row.
Yeah.
And there's a very specific pattern that like you have to do these stitches in order for row 3 to work. You have to do these stitches here in order for row 5 to work.
Yeah.
Like all of those things. So that's definitely a project where I pay attention more to like, what am I ending on? What am I starting on?
Yeah.
Where, like, let me go ahead and finish this row because jumping back in is going to stink. Like,
yes, exactly.
That's definitely something. What about you?
I agree with you completely, but then I get into this weird cycle where, like, let's say it's like the third row that I like don't want to start on next time. So I'm like, okay, when I get to the third row, I'll finish it. So I end on the third row. But then that means that the fourth row is probably the easiest row. And then I'm like, well, if it's the easiest row, I can just like knock it out real fast. And then that
one more row.
Cycle, that one more, and then that happens over and over again. And then I end up just like 4 hours later, I'm like, oh.
And like 40 rows later.
Yeah, I'm like, I resurface and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Like, whoops.
Exactly. I'm like, I've been gone for so many years.
It is so funny because I feel like I have that with every single one of my hobbies. A book, one more chapter later, especially with Kindle, because it tells you like,
the percentage.
And it tells you only have, this chapter's only 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's like nothing.
I always feel like it's like a little like devil on my shoulder, like, Samantha.
You want to go faster.
This chapter's only 8 minutes. One more chapter will be fine.
Yes.
Oh, you finished this chapter? Well, this one is only 7 minutes. Go ahead, keep reading. That's what I feel like. And then with crocheting, just one more row.
Yeah,
just one more row.
That's fine.
That's
I mean,
fine.
like, that's
one
all.
more row.
Yeah, exactly. Just
With
that.
gaming, it's like, just one more level.
Yeah.
Just one more level.
Yeah.
This level looks
Let's
easy.
try it one more time.
Just try it one more time.
Yeah. That's so funny and so true.
And so then I always end up, of course, like finishing it and being like, okay, I think this is a good place to stop. Looking at the clock, it's 2 a.m.
It's insane. And like, where did the time go? It's like in the stitches.
Where did the time go? It's in the stitches. Exactly that.
Yeah, I know a knitter crocheter who times all of her work, so she knows exactly how long every project she does takes. And I could never remember to turn the clock on. I'm not a good person for that kind of thing, but it's so cool that she does that. So she always knows exactly how long it took.
Yeah.
And that's such an interesting thing to know. I mean, like, I would love to know, but I would never consistently remember to do it. It'd just be so hard for me.
It would be really hard for me to keep track too. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes I'm in competition with myself. And if I learn that, like, yesterday it took me this long to do this, but today it took me this long to do this. Okay, so today I'm gonna do, or tomorrow I'm gonna do this. And I like inadvertently end up making it like a competition for myself.
Oh, and that does take so much fun out.
Yeah, it takes all the fun out and is no longer relaxing.
Yeah.
Because then I'm looking at the timer like, what am I doing differently? Like, it only took me this long yesterday, or it took me longer the other day, and blah, blah, blah. So I've never thought of like timing myself. I will kind of keep an idea of like how many episodes I've watched of something.
Oh, that's
Or
fair.
how many movies I've watched of something, and then kind of like gauge a time from that. How are you both doing? We're doing great.
Fine. The pigeon is coming along. I'm making my way through its body. You can see it's nice little fatty.
Cute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
I know, it's really cute. I've made this like many, many times, but this is the first time that I'm using kind of this tweedy kind of yarn where the gray has like little specks in it instead of it being solid gray. And it's so pretty.
Oh, I
You can
love
see all
that.
the little specks. I was like, it's a pigeon that was like in the dirt, or just got like
love
in,
that.
like, you know, was
It's a
just
city
building
pigeon.
a nest.
It's a city pigeon.
Did you know pigeons are doves?
I think I learned that.
Yeah, I think they're called rock doves, and they're a type of dove.
Oh, interesting. Because I know that like I've heard pigeons called like city doves,
Yeah.
and like dirty doves,
Yeah.
and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's when I realized that they're actually just a type of dove.
Yeah, and that's why they make that like
Right,
sound.
right.
It's so cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you gonna animate this one?
I probably will. I love doing little stop motion, little animations with my crochet. My husband Andrew helps me do them. He is the one who like does the camera work, and I'm like the hands that move things really slowly. And it's so fun because I love like, do you love like the Leica movies, like Coraline?
Yes.
Like, yes. Like, I'm so
yes.
inspired by them.
My
and I would
husband
love to do
loves Leica. Anything new
amazing.
Leica, we
Same.
bought the tickets months ago.
it. Same,
Like,
100%. Like, I'll
love,
see
love,
anything
love.
they make. Like, they could animate like nothing, and I would go see it. Like, I love it.
You had said that you had done an animated video for Jane Goodall's birthday.
Oh yeah, actually I brought the little doll with me. Yeah, it was part of my Amigurumi August challenge that I did, not this last August, but the August before, where I made one full Amigurumi every day. And this one was one of my, I know, your face.
I still forget.
I know.
I forget sometimes that you did that to yourself.
I know, I did. It's like, there's really no other way to phrase it other than I did it to myself. But, so I made it not this last August, but the August before. And I reposted it for her birthday because I think she just turned 99. But
Holy cow.
this is like the pattern, and it's so cute. And I made the little pencil and notebook and added the stick so that when we animated it, it was movable. And it's just
So
like, it's so cute.
fun.
And she's fully wired. I wish I had wired the head a little better because it's a little too bobbly, but the arms are wired. And like, look at the little sandals. It's just
Your
like,
details are so good. The little pockets,
the little
and the like
pockets
tie,
and the belt, and there's like a chimpanzee, and it's such a cute pattern, and I really love it.
Cute.
Yeah. And yeah, I made this entire thing in one day. It was either August 30th or August 31st. It was one of the last ones I made. And, you know, during that month, I had decided to make things that were a challenge to me, things I've never made before, things that had new techniques. And that one definitely was a challenge. There were some like tiny things in there, like I made some mushrooms and some cute easier things when I needed like an easier day. And then other days I like bit off that. Yeah, it was such a fun project, and I learned so much about pattern writing because I did 31 different patterns in 31 days.
Wait, so did you find this somewhere, or did you set it up yourself?
I just made it up myself.
So you just found 31 patterns?
I just found 31 patterns, and then I was like, these are the 31 I'm doing. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. I'd love to do it again this August, and just like, and then my husband Andrew, he did little stop motion animations of all of them, except for the very first couple, because full disclosure, the very first couple I did, and I was like, oh, I'll post them online. And then like by 8 o'clock at night, I was like crying. I was like, this is so much more work than I thought, but I committed to it. And then I was like, please help me. And then he started making stop motion videos for them at night to help me, so that he could take like the brunt of the social media work for me. And that's how it got into
Crochet Husbands for the win.
Exactly. I couldn't have done it without him, and his videos are so cute. And then later in the year, we made a video featuring all of them together, and that was really fun.
Oh my gosh, and this is on your IG?
It is, yeah, it is. And it's like, it's so cool. I just recently looked at it again, and I was like, how did we do that?
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's so cool.
Okay, I'll have to look at it later because I did not see that post.
Oh yeah,
so I'll
show
find
you.
it afterwards.
I'll like tag you. I'll like put your.
Oh, that is so awesome!
It's
if you
really
guys,
fun.
if you follow the link to Alexis's website, When Me a Crafty Hedgehog, if you follow the link to her website, you will get to her social medias.
Yes, my social media is like fully listed on my website, and I'm working on putting all of the Amigurumi August challenge videos on my website as well. It's just like that just takes time because it's like 31 videos, you know.
For sure.
But I'm excited to put them all into one place so that I can look at them and other people can look at them, because they get, it gets buried on IG. Everything does.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing this, Roxana. We're definitely gonna check that out. So Creative Grandma.
Oh, I like that logo. That's really cute.
That is so fun with her
very
hook.
sweet.
I love that. Thank you, Roxana. Let's see. Usually it's my whips that are the same stitch throughout and no color changing. LOL. I want those projects done fast because I get bored easily. Oh, okay. So do you not, so you don't tend to do longer projects then? If you get bored very easily?
I do respect a no color change, because like when I made that cardigan, the cardigan pattern calls for 2 colors, and it's much easier than the way that I did it. I put a lot of color changes in.
Oh, you did.
It took me 1,000 years to weave in those ends.
Right.
So when I took that break and made it like a top in the middle of it, it was 1 color. I was like, I'm not changing colors again right now. I need a break.
Yeah. I feel like I don't do a whole lot of color changing projects either.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I feel like the sweater that I usually wear, the one with the baubles on the sleeve.
I love that sweater.
I think that was, thank you. I think that was
You
one
can
of
stop
the
for that, like everywhere we go that we wear.
I really do.
Yeah,
I love
nonstop.
it. I think that was one of the first times I had color changed in the middle of a project for my wearable, because like the big sweater that I've worn that's like pink, cream, and green with the patchwork, I just made each individual square.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really color changing. There was no like color work going on.
Yeah.
There are some incredible color work sweaters that I have seen, especially like anime themes.
Yes.
A lot of anime themed ones, animation, like American animation themed one, like Penny Proud, like
I
classic.
used to love watching the Proud Family. I'm glad they brought it back.
And like I've seen some incredible like tapestry and color work projects from that, and I would love to do more, but we're both doing that Crochet Cat bag.
That was when we went to Joann's 2 days ago. It was on Thursday.
I just realized that we did just do a Joann's trip together. We are a horrible influence for
That's
each other.
really,
Horrible influence. Our partners are going to keep us away from each other.
At Joann's, they had that sign that said, "Craft friends help you hide your craft stash." And it was painted on the wall.
It was.
And we pointed at
just pointed it out
and we
today,
were like, that's
us.
Yeah.
That's us.
That's true.
Craft friends, don't let craft friends leave Joann's empty-handed.
It's gonna close. It's gonna be gone.
Yeah. Our shopping may not stop, but it won't be at Joann's.
Yeah. It's gonna be gone. And the deals are dealing right now.
Right. It's a sale. We do a little bit of girl math and get the yarn that we want.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Yes.
Everybody's happy. And that's the end goal.
Exactly. But yeah, we're doing that tapestry what's the word you
So it is still considered tapestry crochet. The technique is intarsia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
I feel like you're right. Yeah.
Where you take each color pool, like the pool of color, and you do each individual skein. So there's no carrying colors over. There's no what is it called?
Like
floating.
It?
There's no floating.
Oh, no floats. Yeah.
And then there's no like crocheting over the strand to carry it over. Like those are like kind of typical techniques of tapestry crochet.
Yeah. It's the same for knitting. They call them like floats. Yeah. I think carrying over, but floats definitely.
And it's a technique that's used to be sure that your back is as clean as your front.
That's nice because it doesn't happen when you float.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm hoping that, I had mentioned before that I'm hoping that project kind of like reignites my curiosity in tapestry crochet, because color working is not easy. And I feel like that really turned me off because I was just like, man, this is actually like not very easy at all. Bye, Roxana.
Bye.
Okay, so let me see where I am with this.
Do you want me to like pinch it for you so you can like see if it's like
because
around?
I feel like I'm gonna need to stretch this out anyway. But let me see where I'm at. Yeah, so can you help me out here? Yeah, that's a little snug. I feel like I need to go further, so I might end up doing...
It's a little open when you stretch it that far.
Yeah, I think I need to do a few more rows more than the pattern.
Right now it looks like you have carpal tunnel. You're just a little carpal tunnel cast on. Like you've been typing too long at the DMV for years.
Crocheting your own carpal tunnel. That is not... We're not giving any medical advice here. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so... I'm supposed to have 26 rows of this. Let me not count out loud. Okay, see, so I'm already at 28, so I'm a little bit more. And I know that like my tension, so this is why you do a gauge, friends. I did not. I just kept going and I'm definitely off. Let's see, 2, 6, 8, 9. So it's better than my it is better than my cotton that I did earlier, but it is still too small.
It does look a lot better than the cotton did.
It is.
It's definitely spread out more.
Definitely, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering then, so when you do wearables, you said that you kind of do swatches sometimes.
It depends on like if it's going to be something that has to be fitted.
So if you do wearables, and like, do you ever change it a bit so that it fits you more to what you want?
Absolutely, especially because like I'm a busty queen. I need to like, I'm like a lot of crochet things will be kind of square, so I like I will measure it. I'll make the original pattern, you know, so it fits my bust, and then I'll do decreases, different kinds of decreases underneath. Thank you. I keep bopping this down. Different kinds of decreases to go in under the bust so that it's not like a straight like look down. Because sometimes I want it to look. Sometimes I like the straight look. Sometimes I like it to be fitted.
Right.
So I'll do decreases like that, or like. Sometimes I want the sleeves to be more tight than the body. It just depends. So I will make changes now that I'm more comfortable, especially. I will make more changes. And you'll recognize, like, when you're doing patterns, if you're doing like a fun stitch, you'll recognize how frequently the repeats happen. So like the star stitch is like every like 5 or 7? It's like, it takes like so many 5, so every 5.
I think it's 5.
So you know if you want to decrease it, you have to decrease it in increments of 5.
5. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So once you kind of know that is how the maths, you can decrease or increase.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Daniel, I am making a sleeved scarf. I put the link in the description to the pattern. That is what I am making. I'm working on, I needed a cover up for my reception. And so this is what I decided to do.
going through my box of eyeballs.
Yay! Is it safety eye time? Not so
It is
safe safety eyes?
Not so safe safety eyes. I also have safety noses.
What?
Yeah, these are like the noses. I have different kinds.
Cute.
Yeah, that
little
one's a cute
triangle.
one. But I don't want to lean forward because I know I'll spill this whole thing. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
Cute.
There's some in here. These are the ugly safety noses. They have like bumps on them to look like a
like
dog.
realistic?
Here, I have to show this one because I think it's grotesque, and there's a reason why I don't use
Grotesque.
them. But look, I don't know if you can see the bumps because it's a little hard.
A
but
little bit.
they have like little bumps, and they like so it looks more like I guess a dog nose, but I think it's really gross. So I don't like to use them. I have a question.
I have an answer.
Okay, let's go. When you do, like, when people have safety eyes in their pieces,
Yeah.
do you think it's cuter when the eye is, like, comically small or comically large? Or do you like a mid-size eye?
It depends on what the amigurumi is.
Yeah.
Like, if I want it to look super cute and innocent, then big eyes.
Yeah.
If I want it to kind of look like meh, then like little eyes.
I like that. I do like a full range. I do agree. And then, like, have you ever tried to put safety eyes into, like, a big twist, not big twist, but, like, the plush yarn? That's, like, a whole annoyance.
Yes.
And it
so
comes
I was
out.
gonna ask you,
Yeah.
when you put your safety eyes on, do you burn the plastic on the back?
I haven't done that, even though I've heard
seen it.
wonderful things about doing it. I personally have not done it. I've like always gotten to the point in the project where I'm like, if it burns the rest, I'll be so devastated. So I haven't tried, but I've heard really wonderful things about doing that exact thing.
And see, I want to try and do it too. Because I've never done it either.
Well, I would try. We could both try because I would definitely give it a whirl.
So I think I've decided what I'm going to do. So I'm working with a 5mm hook. I feel like I should probably undo what I did and size up. I think I should do that.
I have a tip for you. Are you ready for this? And I've
I'm
learned this
ready.
the hard way. Don't undo this. Start with the next skein, the larger hook, then you can compare both and be like, should I go back to what I did? Because I regretted not leaving it to look at it and be like, I prefer this method.
Exactly.
So like, I would say start another like
because the pattern calls for a 5, but this actually calls for a 6, a 6mm, a J. That's so interesting. And if according to this swatch on here, if I use a J, then I will actually get what I need. Actually, I will get the right gauge.
Ooh.
Look at that. Look at that. I don't know if there are, as a crocheter, and one, like, I find I would consider myself proficient in crochet.
You're so humble because you're like beyond proficient.
No,
you're an incredible crocheter.
Thank you. I feel like I'm still like learning stuff every day.
Oh, that's fair.
I had no idea on the label, or not so much no idea, I just never looked at it. I just ignored it.
It's gonna be a loud snap.
It's okay. It's okay.
One more. Okay. Eyes everywhere.
I know. Oh gosh. So I would look at the label on my fiber, and I would just look at the size of the yarn because I'm like, that's what's important. And then the size hook that I need. I hadn't realized until a little bit ago that when you look at the size hook that you need, typically it's in a box. It's in a square on the label. That square is a swatch. So it's telling you that 15 single crochet is going to give you a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter swatch.
I did not know
4
that
inch
at
by
all.
4 inch.
Not even a little
Did
bit.
you just learn that?
Not even a tiny bit did I know that.
I had no idea.
That's so interesting.
So let's see.
That's so interesting.
Right here, this box will give you an idea of the size stitches that you will get if you use that hook with this yarn.
So interesting.
Isn't that so fun?
I never would have guessed. That's so interesting.
And you know what? I
that's
didn't
a
even
helpful-
think to look at
that's
that
a
before I
helpful-
started.
But that's a really helpful like reference now.
Yeah, I had no idea. So what I'm gonna do, let me see if I can reach this.
Yeah, I can reach it for you if you like.
Oh, you're all good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab my 6. Let's see. That's not gonna be an I. It's gonna be a J. And I don't think I have that in ergonomic form.
Oh, I have. Do you want to borrow? I might
Oh,
have.
right.
I brought my. Here it is. I brought my tulip crochet hook set.
Oh,
they're all
right, I
ergonomic.
forgot that you brought those.
You're more than welcome to
Does it go
borrow.
up to a J?
Let's see, what's J the millimeter of?
6.
Because I am terrible. Ooh, I feel like it only goes up to 5.5, but let me make sure.
I know, I feel like it's typical to go up to 5.5.
I only have
like the fancy hooks.
Yeah, I only have 5.
No worries. We are
Yeah.
going to work with this, and then I don't know. I might get an ergonomic J and switch.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. Do you do that? Do you ever switch hooks in the middle of a project?
You mean like when it's supposed to happen, or just like because I...
Like, say you misplaced a hook.
Oh,
like
that's-
this H hook that's by like Susan
Oh, I see, yeah.
Bates.
I have done that, and I have never once been pleased that I've done that. It always, because there's always like slight differences, like how
Right.
pointy the hook is, how tapered it is, and
Right.
like just in general. But yes, 100%. That has happened to me mostly when I have used a non-ergonomic hook, and then I've gotten sick of how it feels, and then I'll buy a nice version of that size, and then I end up, and then it changes
looking
like
different.
slightly different. It's like it's
So I'm
not-
gonna have
yeah.
to commit to this hook. I'm gonna have to commit to this.
Yes.
We both made the same face.
It's a big project.
I think that I'll be able to finish though, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. I have my support pillow here, so we have some support. Our vowel pillows,
Yes.
Polari pillows.
I do. Oh, and I brought the extender because
yes.
recently, when on one of our episodes, was asking if they are like friendly for people who need more space, and like I agree, they are. They also come with an extender now. I don't know if you saw they put this in with the packet now.
Oh,
so when you buy like this
nice.
pillow, it comes with this.
Oh, that is
yeah,
so
and this goes up
nice.
to like 10 inches, so it's really.
That is
the
so
full way.
nice.
Yeah, it's
oh,
really,
that
it's
is
a
really really
thoughtful
cool.
change. Yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing that in, because
Yeah.
we did have a few crocheters who were wondering, like,
see.
is this like bigger
Sorry, I'm right in your
friendly?
face. But it's also, it also stretches. So it's really nice.
So if you are interested in getting the Volare pillow, they do have a sale going on, and you can follow the link in our description below. It is an affiliate for Yarn Over Hook. So disclaimer, I will never recommend anything I don't 110% use, 110% love, and I highly recommend the Volare pillow. We are twinsies today. I didn't even realize we both picked
are.
green.
Our twin and our two.
We both picked green today. I love this pillow so much. So I think because now I have this support, maybe I won't be so afraid to go back to my non-ergonomic hooks. But I'm not gonna lie.
For a nice thick one like that, I think you'll be fine.
No, it's
know?
bigger. It's bigger. Like
Yeah.
it's bigger than a regular, like a 4. It's different than like, oh, I'm gonna use
Or like a 2.
or a fully
Yeah.
aluminum hook.
That's the ones I've
At, like,
broken.
2 or-
the aluminum 2s, the
Oh.
aluminum like 1s. I've snapped them in half.
Right, because you're micro crochet.
Micro crochet.
Oh my goodness. Has anybody here tried micro crochet? Because
It's so satisfying, but you would think it would take less time because it's small, and that is not the case.
so if you I feel like you're
like
like having
haunted.
like wartime flashbacks like micro
you
crochet.
need to like put a filter over it where it's like all the micro crochet is like fading past me.
If you guys check out the first episode of Stitches, Alexis shares the micro crochet that she did for a fair. Was it for the fair?
I've done it for the LA County Fair, and I've also done it for SoCal Fiber Fair. So little
Okay.
elements in both had that. I actually brought the hooks with me because I know you wanted to see, and I have to show this because I'm
Yes.
so proud. I embroidered this. So just like, isn't that like so pretty? I love it. So it's like where I keep my micro hooks. So loud sound again. Like
I
the Velcro.
love it. I love it. Oh, that is so smart too.
And they're so small that they have little hats that slide off. So let me show you the smallest one. I know that might have been the smallest one. That was the smallest one.
I still
Okay.
cannot get over how tiny
Yeah.
micro crochet hooks are.
But there you go. It's a 0.6.
That is insane.
It's like, does it exist at all? Is there a hook there?
I'm doing my like over the glasses thing because I cannot see this hook. Let's see. I don't even
So
need it.
tiny.
It just looks like a needle.
It's so
Y'all,
small.
it's ridiculous. We'll post a picture, like maybe comparatively to like a needlehead. We'll post a picture on Yarn Over Hook so you can actually see how tiny these hooks are. Has anybody here tried micro crochet? I have not, and probably will not.
It makes the cutest earrings. The
Oh,
cutest
true,
earrings.
True.
This one's the largest of my micro crochets. That one's a 1.75. which isn't like, I use a 1.5.
So big.
I use
Whoa.
I use a 1.5 all the time, so that's like not
All
even
the time
special.
for what?
Like Amigurumi, when I want it real tight, and I'm using like a nice thin yarn that's smooth and doesn't have any fuzz to it. 1.5, 2, and 2.5 is like where I live. But most of the time, it's like a 2, 1.5, 2.5. Yeah, it's like those three numbers. That's where
Yeah, you know, just all cash.
Like all,
Yeah, you know, no big deal. And my J is a 6 millimeter.
When you were talking about using an L, I was like, I've never even seen that. What's an L look
Wait,
like?
I have my L.
I'd love to
We'll
see.
compare the L. Can I have your smallest hook?
Yes. Oh, here. Oh my gosh.
So the L is what I need to move to for my project. This is ridiculous.
That's so
That's
funny.
ridiculous. So this is a 8 millimeter. This is 1.25.
Yeah.
No,
It's 0.6.
Oh no, wait. This is what? This
Or is that not the smallest one?
This isn't.
Oh,
your
sorry.
smallest
This is not the smallest. That's a bigger one. This is the smallest one. I thought I handed you the pink and I handed you the peach.
Not the smallest one, friends.
Yeah, that's the smallest one.
That is wild.
Yes. And I definitely can't be
Absolutely
as tense
wild.
as I like to be because I'm afraid I'll break them. So I am like, I try to be like more relaxed with my tension. But I'll show you.
Yeah, that is so crazy to me.
I'll show you what you use them for. I think I have the book with me. Where do you... Look at this tiny little micro crochets.
Cutie.
Just like all these teeny little baby. Look, there's a little cafe. Look at that tiny little cafe.
with those details. Are you kidding me?
I know. Just like look at that. Just like all of it. I love this book. I have made a couple of things from it, and I ultimately would love to do. I'd love to do a 100-day challenge where every day I make one of the 100 in there. And I just like I've been thinking about it. I'm like I should do it, and I'm like I might, but I might go insane. So I
You
don't
just
know.
like you really.
my
Your
eyes
gut
might
for punishment.
Yeah, my eyes might fall out of my head. Yeah.
100.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just gonna cheer you on. I'm cheering you on.
Yeah.
That was not a judgmental stare. That was just a, like how.
It's one of those things where I'm like,
How
if I
could
do
you?
it, I'll do it secretly, film everything, and then release it after. So it's not like no one needs to know.
No one needs to know
Yeah,
until,
no one needs
until
to
you
know.
finish it.
Exactly, until it's done. Like there'll be no live element to that.
That is so wild.
I know, and they're so cute.
little house.
Yeah, it's the cutest. It's
A
not-
milkshake.
It's even just a
Are
fun
you
book
kidding
just
me?
to look
The little
at.
frog.
I know, it's
Are
so
you
cute.
kidding me? Look at all of these, friends. Look at how tiny these are.
And let me show you, when you're inside it, she has like little scenes for everything. So let me just like find one like
Let me see. So Marquis says, I think when it comes to crochet, the learning never ends. Absolutely.
that's so true.
Absolutely.
Where is
Hi,
my
Marquis.
favorite?
You made it. Lisa B, hello. Welcome. What did you guys bring to crochet? What did you bring to drink? What are you guys working on? What's on your hook? All the things. I'm so glad that you're finally here, Marquis.
Like a little scene, a little town of micro crochet.
A little town of
little baby micro crochet city.
Are you
Look at
serious?
that.
Look at that. Look at how cute that is.
That's so sweet.
That
Just,
is
like
so wild.
cute.
Does she have like a comparison in here of like one of the
Ooh, compared
micro
to, like-
crochet like compared to like a quarter?
That's a good
So we
question.
can kind of get an idea.
On the first page,
Oh,
there's a
that's
picture of them next
perfect.
to like spools of thread.
That is
Yeah.
so perfect. You
Direct
guys
me where
can
to-
really
yeah.
see
Yeah.
how small these are. Insane.
It's
That
really
is
cool.
So
I really
wild.
like that. I had to bring that book when we talked about my micro crochet hooks.
That is so wild.
Now,
I would love to try. I might jump in on one of those 100 days.
That'd be well, secretly.
Secretly.
Let me show you this too. I want to just mention this since I'm in the middle of doing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I do an eye, I'll put a little bit of felt behind it.
That's such
just
a
to make
good
it have like a little
idea.
bit so you can see there's like that's just felt behind a safety eye that I cut
That
a hole in.
is such a fun
just to give it kind of like a weird face. You
I
can do different
love
colors.
that.
Yeah.
Do you ever just do that one line of like white
I did
yarn
do, I
above
did
it?
do that on the loaf cat.
Oh, right, you did.
And
you
I did, yeah. And I've done like different ones. I've done like just the white, I've done blue and white to add a color. And I like the absolute, like, I like the center eye on the pigeon. I think it looks really funny. So I like to do it this way.
Of course, it looks like that, like caught in.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I think it's
That's so perfect.
cute.
That is very fitting for a pigeon.
Yeah.
Lisa says crocheting on a towel topper while watching you all. Oh, Lisa, you're still working on your toppers. How are they going?
What's a towel topper?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I had to look it up the last time Lisa brought it up too.
Tell me.
It's the little thing. You've seen it before. I didn't realize that that's what they were called. Crochet towel topper. These. The things on top of the towels.
That would be great because my Labrador takes all the towels off of our stove all the time.
So does our cat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. See, like, isn't that's really, so fun.
That's such a good idea. So do you make that part in crochet and then attach it to a towel, or are you doing the whole thing in crochet?
Or do you attach yarn on the towel and then go from there?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. So like, what's the whole layout plan to that?
Yeah, I love these. So fun. So fun. Marquis, I finished a bouquet of flowers for an order. Everybody's crocheting flowers.
I love it.
In the air? Is it spring? Mm-hmm. Is it spring? I love it.
Have you seen those like bouquet flowers where people are holding a bouquet of crocheted flowers and then they open it and it's a blanket?
It's a blanket?
Yeah. That's so, and you were like, and it's a blanket, you knew.
It's so fun.
Knew exactly where I was
had
going.
mentioned that somebody has taken that same technique and made a sweater. So the ends of like the sleeves and I think the ends of the bottom of the sweater are flowers. And so when they roll up the sweater, it's a bouquet of flowers.
That's so beautiful.
Isn't that so
fun? God, I love that. It's so cool.
I think it's so creative.
For the last like year, I've been like mentioning to Andrew, I'm like, do you ever see that like on Valentine's Day? Sometimes people give each other give someone like a bouquet of yarn instead of a bouquet of flowers.
Were you like, and I'm hints, nudge, nudge?
I'm like, someday.
Wow,
so nice.
That sounds amazing.
What a unique and innovative gift idea.
Interesting. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it
exactly
here.
Just like that. I actually do think it's like very pretty and very cute.
I think that's fun.
Yeah.
I have actually sent a reel on IG very similar to that, and it was books.
Oh, that's
and I sent it to my husband and was like, wow, isn't this so cool?
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I think it's just really, I think there's also been, I've seen like Secret Santa crochet stuff.
Oh, that's cute.
We were chit-chatting, I think it was here yesterday, about different like Christmas things that you can do for crochet and do a Secret Santa.
Oh, how cute.
And you just send your person like yarn or notions, a crochet book. Like, so you don't have to crochet anything.
Not a knitting notion though.
Not a knitting notion.
Not a knitting notion though.
Make sure that the ring can open.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that would be like such a cute idea to
agree.
Get some yarn that like maybe you wouldn't normally pick, that like a Secret Santa person picked for you.
I think that's a great idea because sometimes I've been surprised. Like last yarn crawl, I won a prize at 2 different yarn stores, and I got yarn that I normally wouldn't have bought myself. And I've used it, and I was like, well, I've used some of it, and some of it I just have admired, and I haven't used it yet because I want to get better at it because it's like mohair, and I want to get better before. And it's so beautiful, and I'm like, this is such a treat for me. I haven't used this, and now I get to try something new. And I do that with cookbooks. When we go to a cookbook store, there's a cookbook store in LA that all they sell is cookbooks, and we go sometimes, and I'll pick a book I would never normally pick, and then it'll end up being a book I use all the time.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like I'm going to end up like using this yarn all the time because this isn't, again, I've like never done wool. I've never been interested in wool. But we walked past this and I was like, I like this color.
Yeah.
And so then I just picked it up and I was like, oh, right, this is the K&C wool. And I was just like,
Yeah.
Okay, let me just go ahead and try it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
It's beautiful. It's
I'm
so
loving
buttery. And I'm glad you did the thing of leaving the other size completed, and you can see if you end up liking it more.
I'm actually thinking that this is the better hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's already longer than my other one. So, friends, what we learned today, if anything that you take from today is make a swatch. Do a gauge. It can only help. It takes up a lot of time, but man,
I mean,
look at that.
Yeah, you've
look
changed
at the
yarn and you've changed hook. So have you changed hook twice or just once?
Twice.
You've changed hook twice and you've changed yarn.
Once.
And you've changed yarn once. Like, huge changes.
And look at that difference.
Yeah.
It is so much bigger. I have not changed my tension. I can show you guys.
Yeah.
Like, this is wild.
This for you?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull it out here. So, like, this is the new This is the new one.
Yeah. Look at that.
This is the old one.
It's like an inch and a half longer.
It is
just on its own.
So much longer.
Yeah.
It's so much longer. And that is what I needed.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Let me measure this. And it's always good to crochet with friends.
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad you put the time into trying out different hooks and different yarns and everything.
I mean, so the last time, oh man, well, we'll see, because this isn't a proper swatch.
Mm-hmm.
So I think...
Is it too long?
It's still too many stitches per 2 inches, but we are going to...
Wait, did you stretch it at all? Like, did you stretch
I pulled
it the
a
amount?
little bit.
Yeah.
I pulled it a little bit, but this isn't a good gauge. So I'm going to real quick. When I was looking up how to properly do a gauge swatch, the reason why crocheters say to crochet this many chains, do this many rows, and then measure is because your ends can be, if you measure your like starting chain, your foundation chain, it could end up being wider than your actual fabric. And if you just measure up the side from the bottom of your foundation chain going up and try to measure your rows then,
I'm
that that foundation chain can still be off. So like this, I would not measure here. I wouldn't measure from here down. I would measure right in the middle. Because that is going to give you a proper gauge and a proper idea of what your fabric is.
That makes so much sense.
Not from the end, because you can even see that my foundation chain is a different size than like my crocheted rows. It's a different size. So if I were to take that into account, my gauge would be off.
Because you have to measure in pattern, and the foundation chain isn't in pattern.
It isn't in the pattern. It isn't in the fabric.
It's not. Yeah, exactly.
It makes up such a small section of your fabric that if you take this into account and measure it, that it's going to put off your measurement.
That makes so much sense. Yeah.
So when you do a swatch, when you measure, you want to measure in the middle. So like if I were to measure out 4 inches, I would put it here and measure 4 inches and then count the stitches there. For the rows, I would put it in the middle, 4 inches, and then count the rows there in the middle. I wouldn't go from the bottom here.
Yeah.
And count up.
Because even where you're working isn't completed yet, so it's not going to be the right tension and everything. So either side is going to
you have
warped
to do
in some way.
The middle.
Yeah.
Because it's already completed. All the stitches are there.
Yeah.
The rows are there,
Yeah.
and it's set and it's in the middle of your project. So that's the best gauge in figuring out your tension, how many stitches are per inch, and like all of that stuff.
And you saved yourself like a million hours of like learning things the hard way by just a couple of hours today of like playing around with it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because it's no fun to learn it the hard way.
No. So even with this being like, oh, this is already like so much longer, and like wanting to measure it, I have to like kind of fight that urge to be like, yeah, I think that this is gonna work.
Yeah.
And just crochet a bunch and then go back and measure the middle of it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Let me see where it is. I don't know where my swatch is, but I purchased a on Etsy. I purchased a gauge swatch, like a gauge ruler.
Oh.
And so, have you ever seen?
I've never seen this.
I
love
definitely
to see
recommend it. It makes it so much easier.
I'd love to see.
Let me see.
In the meantime, you can see the little whites behind my pigeon's eyes.
Perfect.
It kind of just
so
like
cute. It's just so dopey.
Yeah. I love that look.
That is so awesome. Okay, so can you see side by side? Were you able to see that, Mars, of the side by side? So Lisa says, no, you crochet on top of the towel. I cut the towel in half and crochet on the towel.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice. That's what I was seeing here. Was like, it looked like they cut it, crochet, like insert stitches there, and then crocheted up from there.
So you just cover the raw edge of the towel with crochet.
And then crocheting up.
That's so
like
cool.
this, I believe.
I love that.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
That's really nice.
Marquis, I posted the flowers for everyone to see.
Ooh, I'd love to see it.
Let's see. Oh, and Michelle, did you finish yours? Oh, wow.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Look at that.
Wow, those daisies look like they took a long time. That is lovely.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that. Wow, the stems, everything about it looks amazing.
Marquita looks amazing. That looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Michelle.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Look at those little delicate flowers.
The baby's breath is so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty.
So gorgeous.
I love that. Okay, so this is the gauge. I never know how to spell gauge. There we go.
No,
Gauge swatch.
it's a weird one.
It's a weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird one.
Not as weird as inflammable. But, you know.
So like this.
Oh.
And so you just place it on the fabric and then you count within the opening.
That's so cool. I've
Isn't
never
that so
ever
smart?
seen that. Or maybe I've seen it. I've never known what it was for.
Yeah, I
could
got
see that being
mine
the
off
case.
of Etsy.
Yeah.
And I will show you guys.
I'd love to see because I will be probably ordering one as soon as I get home.
Highly recommend it.
That'd be really nice.
I highly recommend it. If you want to crochet wearables and you really want to get that gauge right, and like really level up your wearables, I highly recommend getting a gauge ruler. So this is the one that I got. This is what they look like. So then you count the stitches within the opening of that square, and that is your gauge.
Oh, and that's pretty. I like
super
that.
Cute. Yeah,
I
that's
like
the one
wooden
that I got. I
tools,
got the
yeah.
4-inch one.
I love that. I love that so much.
So
Have you ever seen, you know how there are, I'm sure you've seen those tools for knitters where they can measure the size of their knitting needle by like inserting
Oh yeah,
it?
by inserting it into that like hole.
Have you ever seen like a crochet equivalent to that tool?
I've seen people use it for yarn. I don't think I've ever seen people use it for hooks.
I've never seen
I don't
people
know
use it for
how
hooks.
you.
Yeah, I've never seen people use it for yarn. I thought it was just for like the needles.
Yeah,
But,
you can.
yeah.
So you can pull a strand of yarn through a hole, and then it'll tell you.
Oh, it'll tell you the
if this
tension.
worsted.
Or not tension, I mean the size of it. Oh, that's
This
so
is worsted,
interesting.
this is decay, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. I don't know fully like how accurate it is,
Yeah.
especially because like this is worsted, that's
Yeah,
worsted.
I know, and they're
And
different.
they're
that
different,
one you used
and it's
earlier.
because they're different fibers.
And like mohair is like can be worsted, but it's like a thread covered in fuzz.
Yeah, so I've always wondered how you kind of measure like specialty fibers and stuff like that.
Maybe it's not consistently.
So proud for my first time, Marquis. That's crazy. I just
The flowers
for
for
the
the first time.
roses and wire hangers for the smaller flower stems. That is so cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, for that bouquet.
That's really cool. Oh,
Oh no.
It finally fell. I'll grab it. Let me just dive down here underwater with my lottery. I'm back. It was gonna happen.
Oh my gosh, you get to stuff it.
I am. I'm gonna stuff him, and then I will sew his butt shut, and then I'll start putting on all the bits. I love stuffing them. It's like really gets to see them come alive. And like we talked before, I love to stuff them firmly.
Right. We did talk about oh my Totoro isn't in here.
Oh,
Like firm stuffies versus
in the
very
forest.
soft versus very soft stuffies.
it just depends, you know. It depends. There's some that I'll make soft. If they're like for cuddling, I'll make them softer. But generally, I like to make them firm so they have like a nice structure. They stand up nicely.
Oh my gosh,
I
so
know.
cute.
He looks so cute already. Just like it's such a funny little thing.
I love it.
Yeah. I love him too. I love this pigeon pattern. And it's a free one, and that's how I got it the first time. I got it for free, so that's
Yeah,
really
we've
nice.
linked that in the description as well. So in the description we have like what Sammi is crocheting and what Alexis is crocheting, and so we have that link
Yeah.
in the description.
So if you want to make a cute pigeon, you can make it for free, which is always nice.
I love a free pattern. Love
Me
a good free
too.
pattern. It is so cute. In the pattern, does it tell you to put felt for the eyes?
No,
or is that an Alexis choice?
It's an Alexis choice. The pattern has these beautiful painted eyes. Have you ever gotten painted?
No, but I've seen them.
They're beautiful. I've gotten them once, actually from Karen Meow Crochet, who I made the love cat
from the love cat.
So I've bought painted eyes from her before when I made a cat for someone else, and they're so pretty, and they're so like worth the investment if it's like a really special piece, like if you're making like a person's pet or something like that.
Yeah.
They're so pretty. But I didn't have any for this, so to kind of get that effect, I used felt instead. And
I think it's very cute. I
like
love
it.
when people use felt with their crochet.
Yeah, it's like a little wonky thing, and I really like it. Let's see.
So
turn this back
cute.
around.
Yeah, I'm seeing this, and I'm definitely glad that I went up a hook size. And this is the hook size that is recommended for this yarn. Like, they have it on their sheet, this size. And like, so I used to be afraid of like changing stuff when I got a pattern.
Same, 100%.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, it's not going to come out right. Like, blah, 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 blah. And it wasn't until I made my sweaters Christmas time, I used the pattern for the sleeve to, or cuff to cuff. What was it? Dove? I think Dove sweater by Brianna Kay. And I did a lot of experimenting with like gauge.
Yeah.
And that is where I had learned like that you cannot measure off the edges. You have to measure in the center of your fabric. Was from her. Like, she had a nice breakdown on how to do gauges.
How thoughtful to have that included in the pattern, because they don't have to do that, but they're like, I want to make sure this works for you.
Yeah, she had made a
really
whole
nice
blog post on how to do a gauge swatch, like how to properly do a swatch for your crochet.
That's a good designer.
Very good designer. So I will link that on Yarn Over Hook, because I think that's definitely some really good information.
Yeah.
And she had some really awesome tips on how to properly do that. Hi, Mom's Place and More. Welcome, welcome. Hi. Hi, we're happy to have you. What are you crocheting? What's on your hook? Marquis, the little pigeon reminds me of a Rio movie.
Oh, I love that movie. It's so cute. There are actually, do you ever hear the wild pigeons that are here in LA? Or not pigeons, well, of course wild pigeons. The wild parrots that live here in LA.
Wild parrots?
Yeah, no, there's wild parrots all over Southern California, and they're green, and they have like kind of like an orange yellow beak. I see them all the time in Santa Monica.
What?
But they're like all over, and no one really knows exactly how they got here. There's like, were they in a pet store that somehow got like opened out, or did people let them go?
Probably.
Like, you know, it could be any number of things, right? But
Yeah.
you'll just see groups of them flying, and they're very vocal.
Oh my goodness, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to keep an eye out for that. That
You'll
is so
hear them
funny.
first. And then in Santa Monica, we have a lot of carob trees, and then they eat all the carob trees. So there'll be like pods all over the ground that have been like ripped apart by like carob beaks.
Oh my gosh, have
Yeah.
you ever considered creating a pattern?
Oh, that would actually be really cute.
That would
I
be
can
so
see
fun
that.
of like LA birds or Southern California
Oh my
birds.
gosh, it'd be such a funny blend of like the dirty pigeon and like a beautiful parrot. I mean, I think they're all beautiful, but I just mean like it'd be such a funny blend, like a seagull like taking someone's food.
That would be so fun. That'd be so fun. Mom's Place is making a cardigan. How is it going? How far are you? Yeah, I think that would be really, really
I
fun.
think that would be really fun. I've always wanted to make a seagull of some kind.
Yeah.
I always loved seagulls as a little girl, and one time I went to one of those restaurants on like PCH Highway, like our coastal highway, and I was inside eating, and I saw a waiter put a tray of food down that had fish on the railing, and then he turned to talk to the patrons, and a seagull came and just took it.
So fast. So
Just
fast.
took it. Yeah, exactly. They're incredibly fast.
If you crocheted a seagull, would you crochet a scene of them like stealing food?
Yes, I'd have to. I would have to. And when I was growing up, because I grew up here, so I grew up like dealing with seagulls. So when we would have PE class, all the kids who brought brown bag lunches would put their lunches first, and then the kids who brought hard shell lunch boxes or like plastic lunch boxes would put theirs on top to make like a dome protection.
That is
because the
so
seagulls would break in and take
into the paper bag.
Yeah, into the paper bags and fly away with them while you were doing like your lap for PE. So we all had no one ever talked about it, but we all knew like the structure to protect kids' lunches that we all developed and would do every year. And it's just like, it wasn't always successful. There was nothing like seeing a seagull fly away with like a full paper bag, lunch bag.
That
just
is
like
so
taking
funny.
flight.
I feel like now you have to do an amigurumi
Actually, I
seagull
should.
with a paper bag.
So nostalgic.
That would be so
I would love that.
nostalgic.
I would love that.
Oh my gosh, that's
I want to
so
do it so
funny.
badly now.
Oh my gosh, Mars says that the pigeon would look cute with a top hat.
Oh my god, he would. I actually when I made this pigeon pattern the first time, I made him a little medal of honor because of all the ways. Yeah, Because of all the ways pigeons have helped humanity in like warfare.
Yeah.
And like all the ways that they've helped like send messages secretly and different things like that.
Yeah.
So I made him a little medal of honor.
That is so sweet. I love that.
Even when I told Andrew that I was gonna make this today, he's like, "Are you gonna make the Medal of Honor?" And I was like, "Not today. I'm just gonna follow the pattern. 'Cause I don't have a pattern for the Medal of Honor, and I wanted
you
to
just
share."
freehanded it?
Yeah, I just freehanded it, and I wanted to share a Mev Sans pattern.
Oh,
yeah.
that is so cute.
But it's just like a circle with like a little bit of crochet like ribbon. It was like really silly.
I love it.
But it was really cute.
Oh, that is so fun. I feel like you have to do a top hat for this one. Have a dapper one. You have one that was in the war.
I like that.
And then you have a dapper one.
I could have like a whole blend. I
I was
could have
just
one with
about
a
to say,
beret.
yes.
There could be like a
whole,
French
like-
pigeon. Now I
have
have
a whole
to know.
colony of pigeons.
Yeah, like pigeons of the world. Like however you say pigeon in like French, you could have like a beret, and there could be like a Japanese
That would
pigeon.
be so
Because there's pigeons in
cute.
all the cities.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be so
would
cute.
be so
It'd be fun if
sweet.
you did a pigeon with like a ramen noodle hanging out of its beak.
Oh, I'd love
For
that.
Japan.
I'd love that. It'd be like the bird version of like the pizza rat.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, that is so
That's so
cute. That's so
cute.
cute. This is my third one, still working on the first panel. Very nice. Very, very nice. Are you keeping this one for yourself? Or are you giving it away?
And what color is it?
Ooh, and what color is it? What fiber yarn are you using? All the details. All the details. If you guys are not on Yarn Over a Hook, we would love to see what you're making. You can sign up for free via the link in the description below. It is a social media for crocheters. So you can share photos of what you're making, patterns, ideas, get inspired by other crocheters. But I would just love to see what y'all are making right now.
Same. I love to
Post
go
a picture.
I love to go in after our meetups like this and then see what everybody was sending during. I see them on your phone, but I like to like look real close and like analyze it and just like
go
be
and heart
inspired.
everybody's.
Yeah, and be inspired.
It is so, so nice. We were
Yeah.
chit-chatting, I was chit-chatting with another crocheter on the Clock app live the other day, and they were saying like sometimes, and see, so now that I know Crojo, they were basically saying that they'll lose their Crojo and they don't know, they can't find inspiration, they don't know what to crochet next, like those types of things. And what's so awesome about Yarn Over Hook is that we have a tab that just says inspiration. So if you click that, then you just see all the photos that people have posted.
That's so
And so
nice.
then you can get
Yeah.
inspired by what other people have made.
That's how it is, you know. I love to see. I always get inspired by seeing what someone else has made on IG or on the Clock app or just like someone out and about. You know, I love to go up to people and be like, "Did you make this?" Sometimes they do, and they love it. I mean, maybe they don't want a stranger touching them.
I was about to say.
But like, I try to get a vibe of who they are before I like just like decide to touch them. But you know, I'm always like, "Hey, I'm like, I love your sweater. Did you make it?" I should probably stop doing
I
it
feel
like that, but probably weird.
Just a little bit.
But like, you know.
But I get that like excitement, like
Yeah.
being out in the wild and like being a handy crafter yourself and seeing somebody else crochet.
Yeah.
And like see their crochet works and their wearables and being like, oh my gosh, I know you made that.
Yeah.
I know you made that and I need you to tell me the pattern and the yarn and how long it
Exactly.
took you, and I want to show you mine. I want to see all your pictures and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. I want it all. And it's great to have a digital like source point for it with Yarn Over Hook, because like, you can't all just be like running into each other like in a city.
Right.
Like it has to be something that's more accessible, and a digital source point like Yarn Over Hook, a crochet community that's online, is so nice.
It's so nice. And I feel like it's so fun to say that like, oh, I was inspired by this person I've never met in person.
Yeah.
They're all the way in New York.
Exactly.
And they made this thing.
Yeah.
And now I want to make this thing. And now we have all of these things made.
I follow so many creators from the UK, and one of them is called Knotted Neon. Have you ever seen the woman who makes crochet bags and they look like a box of chocolates for Valentine's Day? Or like, no, they're like, and that's like even tamer. And just by tamer, I mean like absolutely like crazy things. She makes the coolest things, like
is their
like
name again?
a sardine tin. It's Knotted Neon.
Knotted
I just
Neon.
bought her book where she makes balaclavas, like the hoods, and they're covered in like flowers or mushrooms or all kinds of crazy
That's
stuff.
so fun.
Yeah, it came out a year ago and it's been like on my list to buy, and I finally got it like last week.
Oh my gosh, I
I'm
love
so excited
that.
to go for it. She has really, really cool stuff.
That is so creative. I love, love, love that. I'm going to have to check that out after this. Are you attaching everything now?
I have to make the feet, but I'm going to start attaching the elements first and then I'll do the feet last. I actually brought something I mentioned in stitches, my quilters pins. which are this kind. So when I make amigurumi...
Oh, yeah, how you attach the pieces before you sew them.
Yeah, I use a quilter's pin because they don't roll away and they don't get absorbed into the amigurumi. So I don't know if you can see. Let me use a different color. That's like a little bit too close to me. So you can see right there.
Oh, that's so
holding a needle in my hand, which doesn't help. But you can see it's flat. And then like that, so it like if it rolls or hits the floor, it doesn't roll away. And then
I remember you
describing
it.
Yeah, because if the head is too small, it'll get sucked into it.
Yeah.
And that's a whole problem.
Oh, that is so smart. Because I've seen the like amigurumi amigurumi sticks.
Yes, I've seen those too, but I haven't tried.
Huge.
Yeah.
And it's like they seem so helpful, especially when you're making dolls.
Yeah.
Because they're long. And so then you can like put it all the way through the doll's body.
Yeah, that would be
head
nice.
portion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely want to try that. I've never tried that technique before. Okay, so Mom's Place says bright yellow. I love bright yellow. Yes.
That's so cheerful.
So cheerful.
I love that.
Oh, that's so funny. That's Marquis' tag is Crojo.
Oh!
Crojo by MK. That is so funny.
Oh, I love that.
I only just learned that word today, like just before we got on here. We were talking about that. So we have 18 votes. If you have not voted yet on the poll, do you prefer to have one project at a time or multiple? So you have 44% that says one at a time and 56% that says I want all the whips. So I want all the whips is still in the lead, but barely, it seems.
The only thing I wish you could do with crochet that you can't do, that you can do it with knitting, but you can't do it with crochet, is you can work multiple things at once. So when you were saying like do like one whip at once, so like if you're using like circular needles, you can have like 3 socks on it. Or 2. You don't have to 3. And you can literally knit 2 at a time.
No way.
I'm dead serious.
I didn't know that.
Recently learned how to do it, and I've been like, I want to figure out if there's a way to do that with crochet, and I haven't. I don't think there is. But like I would like to crack that code because it would be amazing.
I wonder if you can do that with Tunisian crochet.
Actually, with a long enough needle.
I'm wondering if you can. Okay. Have you tried Tunisian crochet yet?
I haven't, but I want to so badly.
I want to so badly. We were chit-chatting about it during yesterday's live.
Yeah.
And got some like really some really good tips, and I definitely want to try it.
Oh, I want to try it so bad. It's so gorgeous. I almost took a class in it last year at SoCal Fiber Fair, but then it booked up too quickly, and I was like, I'll try it next time. But I want to learn so badly.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember how much longer my foundation chain was than this. So it was like maybe 1.5 inches, close to 2 inches longer, right? So now that I've crocheted, what is this, like 9 rows, it has shrunk.
Yeah.
And so this is why you don't measure just from the foundation chain, because it has already changed. So I have already, where's the end? Here we go. It has already come in a little bit. See?
Yeah. So it goes like 1 inch longer.
Yep.
And how many hook sizes did you go up?
Just one.
Oh, wow.
So before, when I was showing the comparison, it was a lot, I had a whole lot more that I was like, oh, this is such a huge difference. It's still a big difference.
Yeah.
But it has come in some. So like now this is the only difference. It's like maybe 1 inch difference. That's why you don't measure the ends when you do a gauge.
Can I add this to your ends?
Yeah.
I'll contribute to it.
You contribute to my ends.
Yes. Keeping you accountable, ends jar. Oh, I have one more end. I'll put one more in there.
Yay.
As long as you don't mind. Yeah.
I do not mind.
I got his tail on. His little tiny tail.
That was so fast.
I know, the tail is fast, and it will hold him upright once he has his little legs on. I'll do his legs last. I'm going to do his wings next.
Oh, so cute. Yeah. I love it.
It's such a cute pattern.
I always wondered what the super long crochet hooks were for. Yes, Tunisian crochet. Tunisian crochet. We were chit-chatting about it yesterday, and I really want to try it. And those hooks definitely are a must for Tunisian crochet. I have seen folks do it on a standard hook, and they just put like a little rubber stopper here so that it doesn't fall off the hook, but it becomes too tight and it's very, very small. And so then you want that extra long crochet hook. Like I think the one that like Diana had shared, the hook that she uses yesterday, and it was 9 inches long. Very long, very, very long.
That is very long. There are these silicone like straw tubes in knitting that you can put on when you like take your stitches off. I wonder if you used a larger version, if you could put that on the end of a standard crochet hook and adapt it in that way.
Do you take the stitches off like if you need the needle for something else, or like to start another part of the project? Like why would you need to take the stitches off?
Yeah, so if you're like knitting downward like here, and you were to keep going like down the top, you're gonna start leaving the arm open, right? So you would put these stitches on the silicone tubes and then tie them, and then you just keep going down like flat, and then you go down flat on the back, and then you can join them and connect them, and then so that's like where you like those stitches are alive, and you like keep them safe by putting them on tubes instead of needles until you go to them later, and then you can join the sleeve.
See, I like that we have a double agent here.
Yes, I am the spy on the inside.
on the inside of knitting.
I'm always like telling people when they're like, "Oh, I haven't tried crochet, I just knit." I'm like, "You should try it. It's really nice."
Interesting.
It's really fun.
Yeah, you're like converting knitters.
Like, I'm secretly converting the knitters. Yeah.
Hopefully they're not watching this. Mars, I always wondered. Oh yeah, and then Mob Place. I have some. I use them for scarves. That makes sense. That makes sense. So then, if you want to do a wide one, that makes sense. That's awesome. That is so cool. I want to. I think I'm gonna make a tank. It's a big. Like apparently it's kind of bold for a beginner Tunisian crocheter, but I like to go big or go home. So
same. That's so same.
If I find a tank that I think is like good enough, like close enough to beginner friendly, I will send it to you.
I would love to do that. I was actually going to ask you, and I've thought of it like 9 times since we got on this live. You have said that when your wedding is done and you're ready to start doing summer things or the project after, what is project numero uno? What is like
after the wedding is done
and you're like free to do non-wedding related things, what is your first thing on the docket? Or is that changing? And should we have like a little dry erase board?
Where I erase it every single time.
Yeah, and you're like,
honestly, it keeps changing. I really want to make Anchor the octopus. I purchased the yarn for Anchor so long ago.
I love that pattern. I think I have it, or at least I've seen it. It's so cute.
So cute. I really want to make that octopus, and I got the stuff for it so long ago and just have not made him.
January 2024?
No, not January. January 2025? No. No, not that long, thank goodness.
I don't blame you. I almost brought a project to work on today that I had bought the pieces for a newborn that is now 4. And I was like, well, I'll finish this and make it for another newborn instead. But then I was like, but I can't bring it today because it's like I'm a little confused by it, and I was like, I don't want to try and figure it out on live because no one wants to watch me be like
that. Like you're in a project and then you get confused.
Yeah.
So then you put it down.
Yes.
And then when you want to come back to it, you remember, oh right, I'm stuck at this one point.
Yes.
So then you just never come back to it.
Yes.
It's so hard.
Yeah. And that was before I ever had Yarn Over Hook to like ask people what this meant. And like I would reach out to people on other social media and I just wouldn't get like a response, or they wouldn't understand what I was asking because I didn't really know how to ask it, because you do have to have an understanding of the language to ask for help. Right. But now I could ask for help from you or from anyone on Yarn Over Hook, and I know I would receive it.
Yeah, so definitely post a picture.
I have it out on my desk, and I'm like ready to do it. I just didn't want to do it today. I was like, no one needs to watch me be like, but I don't understand.
Oh, only one of us can sit here and be like, how am I crocheting this? Okay, that was me all day. It's awesome. I'm glad I got to workshop this on live.
I did take my I took my safety pigeon.
Right. I was really hoping I'd be able to get 2 of these done on here, but I needed to be honest with myself and stop where I was on this because it was not gonna work. It's like hard. It's hard as like a creator and a perfectionist to tell yourself like you really don't like this is not working, and like you're gonna have to fight it to get it to work, so why don't you just try something else? Because I sat here for a while crocheting this, like this is not gonna work, this is not gonna work, this is too small, this is too small. And then finally I was
and you sat there for a while saying that too when we were at the park.
We were at the park. And it only has made things better for me to just stop, start it over, try a different angle, try a different hook, try a different fiber, So if you are going back and forth, here's your permission. I'm giving you permission to stop.
Like, and it was meant to be, because we went to Joann's and you found perfect yarn.
It was meant to be. Like, it can only be better to just stop and just try something else. Like, I can't imagine that, like, if you already are unhappy with what you're doing, I don't know if you can get unhappier. Like,
I think you can, like, take your Crojo away.
Right, and
I
it can take your Crojo away.
How you damage your Crojo.
I feel like it'll only, like, you can only go up. I don't know. That's how I feel.
I agree.
Every time I have just stopped and, like, let me just try something else, I've never regretted it. I've never regretted it for any project, not even just this one, but for any project. I've never regretted stopping and starting over.
I agree. I have never regretted that one time. Yeah. I've, like, the only thing I've ever regretted was what I said to you earlier, where I was like, don't undo that one section until you're confident you like this size.
Right.
Just because, like, you know, what if you're like, I really did like the smaller size, and you have to do it again. So I've only regretted like that, but I've never regretted restarting a project generally.
I understand.
It's always,
I get what you mean.
Especially if it's something you've never done before, it's always better the second time.
Right. Or the third, or the fourth, whatever. Yeah. I had frogged the Christmas sweater that I made for myself. I frogged it. And I got far. Yeah. Before I finally just told myself, Samantha, stop. We should start over.
We should do a Christmas sweater along.
Oh, that would be
like
fun.
A long-term project.
That would be really fun.
Like, really funny Christmas sweater. With, like, have you
My mom has some funny Christmas sweater stuff.
Oh, have you seen when people crochet, like, an image, like, they use Tunisian, it's like a cat or a squirrel, and then there's a 3D scarf that you can tie on it?
Yes,
like,
I have. That is so fun.
I love that.
I had a lot of fun crocheting my Christmas sweater. It was like, it had stopped being fun when I was like, I was basically fighting having to do a gauge. That's basically what it was. I was fighting having to do a gauge swatch. And so I frogged it like 4 times, 3 times, 4 times. But I had already committed. I was going to make myself one and my husband. And I was like, so I need to figure this out. It's like, Samantha, you just need to get a gauge. You need to do a gauge. That's what made me buy the wooden ruler. Yeah. Was that sweater. Yeah. I was like, you need to do a gauge. Just stop what you're doing. Undo it. Try a different hook. Yeah. Make sure your tension is consistent. Blah, 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 blah. And I loved my sweater. I do not regret frogging it so many times. I do not regret making a swatch. Like... Sometimes it's just, like, really hard as a perfectionist crafter to just tell yourself, like, hey, okay, you know this isn't working. So stop fighting it and
especially
just start
for
over.
Something you want to wear.
Right. Essie, hello. How are you? Thank you so much for joining.
I've had a similar experience with a top that I made, and I must have remade it, elements of it at least, like 6 times or so. And in the end, I ended up making the yoke a smaller size than the rest of this whole sweater, and that ended up working. But then I had to do some math and make it all work, but that ended up fitting better just because of the way my body is shaped and the way the pattern was written. But it took so many times of undoing it, and like it was like, I think I was like texting Andrew so many times, I was like, I'm undoing it again, just it's coming apart, and he just was supportive and we would both laugh about it. Yeah. Because it was endless. But at the end of it,
you're happy that you did it.
I am happy that I did it. It's lovely now, and I'm very happy. I'm about to do his little legs and feet, but the rest of him is complete. So you can see
cute.
His little...
He's so dopey.
I know, he's so cute. Perfect. He definitely can only see, like, this way or that way.
That is
and I love it.
Perfect.
Let me make his little leggies, and then he is good to go. Be a pigeon.
So we even have, if you check on the Yarn Over Hook site, if you go to the shop, we have a shirt that, like, so like your shirt says that get hooked on the back.
I like that.
We have another one that says just frog it.
Oh, I like that.
Just frog it.
Yeah.
Just frog it.
Yeah. It's good advice.
Just frog it.
Yeah.
Roxana, it's really tempting. I want to crochet a market bag, but my hands, I'm afraid that my hand will hurt. You gotta take a break. It's okay to take a break. Maybe you have to listen to your body. Crochet will always be here for you. Yes. If your hands are hurting, take a break.
Have you seen those, like, I want to say silicone things you can put over your crochet hook so that you can hold it and your hand is, like, very large, like this, instead? I think they're called chunky boys.
Oh, yes, because I've also seen people just do tennis balls.
That's right, tennis balls.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. Maybe I have no idea. I can't give medical advice, but maybe that would help people.
That might help.
You never know.
That might help
Yeah.
Roxana.
There's like a lot of different things you can do to like hand massages and different things that I've heard will help
So
people.
even just soaking your hands in Epsom salt.
Yeah.
Again, this is not medical advice.
Yeah. Exactly. Like no medical advice here.
Mara, do you block your wearables or think it's necessary? Do you block your wearables?
I do block wearables. I have a couple. Okay, so I have also not blocked them, but overall I think that it is important to block wearables, especially depending on the fiber you make them out of. There's some that I haven't blocked, and there's some that I've blocked that are like a wool blend, and it hasn't made a difference. It like didn't change anything.
Really?
But then like that cardigan,
Yeah.
I blocked that, and the sleeves stretched out to like twice their length.
Oh.
So I had to like scrunch them back and let them dry into that shape. So it was like wild.
Interesting.
So I don't know if like wool is stretchier. I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about wool to say one way or the other. But I think it does matter. I want to do it more. I don't do it enough. And I have tried doing it more and more.
Same.
Yeah.
So my first time like really paying attention to my blocking was the Christmas sweaters. The Christmas sweater was just like a whole like game changer for me for wearables.
That was your Amigurumi August.
That was my Amigurumi
That was where
August.
you learned like, so much.
I learned so much about
there
wearables.
tears?
Yes.
Oh yeah, there you go. That
And
was
cotton,
it.
like all of the things. So yes, I feel you. I feel you on that mission. And I definitely do not regret blocking it. I definitely am very happy that I blocked it. I was able to adjust some sleeves that like I had my tension was inconsistent. So I was able to adjust the sleeves so that they were closer to the same. And I blocked it in a way that I could just undo rows. So I ended up undoing rows on one sleeve than the other.
Yeah.
Because it stretched so much because my tension was inconsistent. And I wouldn't have otherwise done that if I didn't block it.
Yeah.
But the heat from my body probably would have ended up stretching out one sleeve.
I bet.
More than the other. So
and the hanging, the gravity,
and
of
it would have,
yeah.
and it would have, the drape would have been very different. Like
Yeah.
all of those things. So I definitely do not regret blocking. And then I typically dry block. You guys can see my squares here. I've talked about dry blocking. I call it dry blocking. I don't know if that's like the term, but I just call it dry blocking because I don't wet them.
I like that.
I literally just leave it on the pegs and I'll just leave it for days. So like I finished making these squares last Tuesday. And I was gonna put them together last Wednesday or Saturday, but I was like, I think I want to give them a week. I think I want to leave them a week.
I remember you talking about on a live that one of them hadn't stretched as much as you thought it would.
Yeah, it didn't stretch because I had just made it. I had made it the day before.
Yeah.
And so I could tell that it hadn't like relaxed into that stretch yet.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I took it off the pegs, it kind of like went back.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'll just go ahead and leave it. And so that's typically how I gauge like my blocking, especially when I don't wet it, is I pay attention to the last one that I did. And if it is stretched and good, then I know that all my other ones are good.
That's
and then
so
I'll
good.
move on from there.
That's such a good like litmus test for your blocking and your stretching and how it all works. I really like that. Yeah.
So Marquis, if you do wearables, especially wearables that aren't acrylic, I definitely, or not Marquis, I'm sorry, Mars. I definitely recommend blocking. Like take that time to block. Take that time to block, especially if it's something that you're going to wear, something that you want to last a while, something that you want to fit well. Definitely block it. And you can look up on different social medias like blocked versus unblocked.
Yes.
Like, every time I watch those videos, those are what convinced me to finally block my sweater.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's what convinces me too. Those videos are very impactful.
Yeah. So I do definitely recommend blocking. Okay, so I kind of want to, let me see. Yeah, I kind of want to see where I'm at measuring wise, because I do have enough rows in the middle to get a gauge. So that's so it's, wait. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. 2, 6, 7, 8. So it is still a little bit small, but when I block it, it's definitely going to stretch out to where it needs to be.
And earlier today, you were like 23% off.
I was like, wait, 50% off.
Was it 50% off? Then yeah, you've made the right decision.
Yeah, Yeah, this is definitely better. And then I'm gonna have to block, but this is better, even with it, like with the stretch that it's gonna have, because wool, I have read that wool does stretch a lot.
That's what I've also read, and that has been my universal experience, especially the sleeves.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna leave this.
Yeah, a lot of people at the local yarn store that I go to, they joke that it's like the first time you make something in wool, you always have like a sleeve curse, that your sleeves end up being like way longer than you expect. And that's like a universal experience. And I don't know.
Sleeve curse.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like, I thought at the time that was like about knitting. And then when I made that sweater and the sleeves ended up like really long and it was wet, I was like, oh, and I shrunk them back so that it would dry. But
so then you experienced it even in crochet.
I did, yeah. So it is like true. The sleeves get like really long. And even now the sleeves are much longer than I expected, but I don't mind it because it like kind of goes to my knuckles and it's like very snuggly.
Yeah, it's very cozy.
Yeah,
and that's what I want with this. Like this is just gonna be too short.
Yeah.
This was gonna be too short. And even just like this little bit more is like, it's gonna be such a difference.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, that's way closer to what I want for sure. Let me check the stitches because I checked the row. So let me check the stitches. So we have, wait. There we go. So it's just a little bit. It's just a little bit smaller. Like by so
Much
gauge
better.
is 2 inches by 2 inches is 7 stitches and 7 rows. I'm at 8.
Oh, that's so much better.
It's so much better. Before I was
so
at
much
10.
Yeah. That is such
That was
an
for
improvement.
the cotton that I was using.
Yeah.
For this swatch with an H, I think I was at 9. Yeah, I was at 9 and like a half.
And the pattern comes with a gauge swatch like reference.
Yeah,
That's
2
so
inches
nice.
by 2 inches,
Yeah.
7 inches or 7 rows and 7 stitches.
That's nice. Yeah.
Very, very nice. There's 8, 10. Yeah. So we're gonna stick with this. We're gonna go ahead and we'll frog this later, and we're gonna stick with this one.
You should frog it. Well, if you leave it like that, it'll get kinked, but you'll frog it before it gets kinked.
What?
Like when
See,
you
I've never worked with wool.
So like when
Let
you
me take it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say just take it out. Just take it out now. Don't worry about it because it'll get like funny. I mean, like you can crochet with it again, but it might look like a little bit funny. And then you can steam it to straighten it out. Like you can like boil a pot of water and then put it on one side and like pull it above.
I've seen that.
Exactly.
I've seen people do that.
So it's just like better. Just don't leave it in that shape if you don't want it
wool
anymore.
is scary.
Yeah, just like it remembers.
Like, holy cow.
It remembers what has been done to it.
I feel like there's so many things I have to keep in mind working with wool, and I'm sitting here like, ooh, this is nice. I like it over here, and it's like, oh no, kinks.
I don't know
no
if that's-
stretching. Oh no, like running ink, like running dye
And then it, like,
colors.
smells, yeah.
And smells.
Yeah. I don't know if that kinking thing is just a wool thing or like an anything thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
no, I mean like acrylic kinks and
yeah.
like cotton kinks after a while.
But just for something so beautiful and for your wedding, like unravel it now. And then like that way it stays fresh and stays straight.
This is why you have crochet friends.
Even now it's kinked. It's already a little bit. It's already a little bit bumpy, but
And it's
that'll
only
disappear.
been like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that'll disappear into it though.
Wool is scary. This is scary. But I think I like
yeah.
it. I think I like it here.
I love it, and I too was scared when I first started using it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Bye, Mood Mom's Place. Thank you so much for stopping in. Mars, one of my whips starts with a chainless foundation. Whoa, I'm stuck. There we go. A chainless foundation, and I found that it gives my wearable a nice stretch.
That's what I've heard about a chainless foundation.
What's a chainless foundation? How do you start it?
Okay, I've done it one time, and what pattern did I do it in?
I just did it. How have I never heard of this?
I did it in the top. I did it in my ocean top that I'm working on forever. That I've been like working on for eternity.
But how do you
because I'm
start
slow.
it?
So it was the first time I ever did it, so I'm like not gonna be capable of explaining it. But it ends up making it stretchy. So she had you. It was what I'm working on is like a tube top.
Yeah.
You know, and you do that instead of doing like a chain around. To start the foundation, you do a like kind of like a single crochet chain combination thing.
Is it just a foundation single crochet?
I don't know.
Like
if
you
it's the
chain
thing,
two
'cause
and then you go into that first chain and then you just build up your single crochet from there? Is that not?
I've only done it once, so I
Okay.
really,
I'll
I
have
don't
to
want to
look
give,
it up.
I don't want to cause misinformation of yarn.
Because I did that for this. That's
Yeah.
why my project was so slow to start.
Yeah.
Foundation chains, like that kind of technique, is slow to start. But I feel like it really gives it, I'm still allowed to stretch it. Like it still has a really good stretch. It doesn't have that tightness that a regular chain has.
Yeah.
So I do have tutorials on how to do a foundation single crochet, foundation half double, foundation double, and a foundation treble.
Oh my god, a foundation treble. Wild. I have to watch.
Yeah,
Because I definitely had a hard time doing that for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like new for me. And
I love it.
Yeah, and I like, it was that pattern that it's originally in Spanish and Google translated it for me.
Got it,
And
got
it's
it,
like,
got it.
it's not a great translation, but
Mars, what kind of like chainless foundation are you doing? What technique?
I want to hear.
Because like, yeah, I don't do a classic foundation chain if I don't have to. I very much do like a single crochet, foundation single crochet, or foundation double crochet, or foundation half double, like whatever the stitch calls for. If it's like chain 50, chain 51, turn your chain, and in the second chain from your hook, do a single crochet, and then single crochet all the way across. If that's the first step, then I just do a foundation single crochet of 50.
I have to show you this really quick. This pattern, I think there's so much innovation in crochet that is so exciting. This pattern, to make the knee, so like there's no knee here. It's just like a leg with a cute little foot. To make the knee, you just tie it in a knot. And look, and she has it written in the pattern. You can see it's a little hard to see, but you can see the knee.
The little knee king.
The little knee, and that's it. You just tie it in a knot, and you don't pull the knot too tightly, and they're just like adorable.
Oh,
and like,
that
I've
is
always
so
think that's
fun.
so creative, and that's how she makes like the birds have little knobbly knees.
And see, I love that. We were talking about like new techniques in crochet, along with like those foundation chains, like doing a foundation chain and chain like the first row of your single crochet and the foundation chain together at the same time to create your single crochet foundation. And how it's not so much like a new, like it's new. It's not new. It's not anything that we haven't like done before, but it is a technique that is now like, oh, that makes crochet easier. That makes this easier. Like you could have did an amigurumi knee. You could have done something.
I could have done multiple stitches into that area.
Yeah,
but this
multiple
was so
stitches.
much cuter.
Like it is so cute to just tie a knot.
It looks so like homemade and a sweet.
Yeah,
way.
like and
I really
it's
love it.
really, really cute. I love that.
I love it too.
That is so, so fun.
Let me pin the legs on.
Your pigeon is so cute.
I know, he's almost done.
I cannot get over it.
It's so close to being done. He's so cute.
So Mars, yes, it was hard for me at first, but now I love it. It's a double crochet foundation. Okay, so yeah, so that is what we were talking about.
There you go.
And I'm making a ribbed tank top.
That's probably what I'm also talking about, and I'm just not, I just don't know.
No, but like I said, like that's such a like new kind of technique.
It's something I've never seen before.
That like I hadn't come across until the end of last year.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, let me go ahead and learn all of this, all these different new like foundation techniques, and I'll make videos on it. Those are literally the first videos on Yarn Over Hook's YouTube channel.
Amazing.
Are a foundation single crochet and I think a foundation double crochet. Those are the first videos.
Amazing. And it like, when I used it on the tube top that I made, it's so nice. And it doesn't have that weird open hole thing.
It doesn't, and it's not tight.
Yeah.
It's like, it's
perfect.
so funny how like that chain that we have been doing for eons has been like, so I feel like that's one of those things that like everybody has problems with, but nobody is saying anything because it's just the norm.
It's
like
the
that's just what we do, and then like you just do it looser, and it won't be so tight.
Or they add like a trim,
or they add a trim
I don't
to
have
it,
to,
and like now you don't have to. I love it.
It's such a visible part of the top, so something would have had to have been done. So it's lovely to do that.
Yeah.
The person in the chat who did the markets, or did their yard sale, I was going to mention that, like, when I've sold this pigeon at markets, it always sells out. People love this pigeon. So I, like, highly recommend it for markets.
Roxana, you should definitely get this pattern.
It's a cute one. People love it. You know, it never stays on the counter long, basically.
But Roxana, check this pattern
People love
out.
the
Or if
pigeons.
you are a crocheter who likes to sell the crochet wares, definitely check out this pattern for the pigeon. It's under what Alexis is crocheting today.
Yes.
Love it. It is seriously so cute.
It's so cute. It's coming
And that
together.
yarn is so perfect. It gives a really beautiful texture to it.
I
It
love
definitely
it.
looks like a city pigeon.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it in white eventually and make like a dove.
I can't wait to see your tank top, Mars. Can you post the pattern on Yarn Over Hook if you don't mind?
I would love that because I would love to make a tank top.
I am so in for my summer wearables. I am like so excited to like make a crochet wardrobe, a summer wardrobe.
Did you ever actually say what number 1 on your list is?
Anchor.
Anchor. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, I was like, wait a second. Let's pin you down like with these pins. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anchor,
I
that's
think
right.
Anchor is gonna be my first like.
That's so
I'm just
cool.
gonna chill and crochet.
You got to take it to the aquarium in Long Beach.
Oh, that would be so nice.
Take it for like a little visit.
I really like that aquarium.
It's really sweet. I love it.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
like that aquarium. So yeah, I think I will absolutely take Anchor on some
Yeah.
trips with me.
Mm-hmm.
I know like we're doing a mini moon after the wedding, and I do plan on taking some yarn with me so I can do some small projects. So I'll probably do like a drawstring bag or
that's
something,
nice.
like
Yeah.
one of the Japanese knot bags, like something small and like quick.
One color.
One color, so I
Yeah.
don't have to take a whole bunch of stuff
No
or worry
safety
about
eyes.
supplies, no safety eyes, like all those things. And that will probably end up being like the first thing
Yeah.
that I crochet.
Yeah. Well, this pigeon is done.
Yay! Cute.
So cute.
Oh my gosh.
Its little leg.
I can't stand it.
Got little wings.
Cute.
Got
I
a little
love
tail.
it.
And you can't see it seated here too well, but like it sits really well because the tail in the back like balances it.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's a great one for being seated.
Alexis, it's perfect.
I know. I actually really love this gray yarn that I use that has like the little flecks in it. I
It
think
is
it's
seriously
really
so
pretty.
perfect. It makes it look
Yeah.
like a good city pigeon. Oh my goodness, I love that.
Originally, I was gonna use the gray yarn on the tail. That was what I was gonna do for the top because I didn't have this color. And then we went to
Right,
Joann's, I
right,
got
right,
it.
because
So
we
it
needed
wouldn't
to
have
go.
looked. Yeah, we needed to go. It wouldn't have looked as good with this color.
No,
from here. It needs to be darker.
I'm really.
Yeah.
That was a good choice.
I was
that
like,
was a
it's
really
not
good
gonna
choice.
look right. That's a little beak.
Oh my
I forgot there's one more
gosh.
element. But did I bring?
So
One
cute. I love your
scrap.
crochet caddy.
Thank you.
So cute.
Somewhere in my supplies, I have a like 2-inch piece of white yarn. Here we go.
Mars says that he's adorable.
Thank you.
Oh, did you accidentally put it in here? Oh no. You didn't.
No, it's just like I brought it this little extra bit from home. It has like a little white thing at the top of its nose, and I just have to put
Oh
that in.
right.
Yeah,
Oh
little
my
white,
gosh.
little, like, stripey thing.
cute.
and I forgot to put that in. Let me do that right now.
I love.
I know, it's adorable.
Let me see how many rows. Let's see how my gauge is. So this is 1. Oh yeah, so this is gonna be way better. This is definitely better. Yeah. And it is going to stretch a little bit. I do have to keep that in mind. Whew, I am so glad that I started this with you.
I'm glad too because I got to see it and touch it and buy my own yarn in a different color but of the same. It's so pretty.
I cannot wait. I'm just going to keep crocheting this all day. I'm just going to relax,
Oh, that's nice. Have some tea.
have some tea, and just crochet this all day.
More for your scrap jar.
Thank you.
What are you gonna do with it? We're gonna stuff a pillow.
I am gonna stuff
Oh,
a
that's
pillow.
so
I still have to
fun.
pick my pillow sleeve,
Yeah.
but yes, I want to stuff a pillow.
Are you gonna do Tunisian crochet to make the sleeve?
No. There's I have a vision. I have a vision. I just have to find the pattern for it, but I want a small like round, a small round
with
pillow.
like ruffles.
Something, just something really
Yeah.
cute and small because I have
like
some
that.
green that I want to get rid of.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna make a nice green,
Yeah.
just like cute round
That's
pillow.
so cute.
Yeah, and I'll
I
put a
like
zipper
that.
at the top so
Oh,
that I can
that's
open it
fun.
and put my scraps in.
I love that. I would love to watch how you insert the zipper because I definitely would love to do that.
Oh yeah, there's so many techniques that I've been dying to try.
Yeah. Also, like the metal purse clasps. Or
Oh,
clasps
yes.
that open and close. I love that.
Yeah.
idea.
There are a lot of crocheters on Yarn Over Hook who do purse stuff.
I love that.
And it's
Yeah.
awesome, the kind of
so
how they
cool.
attach things to it.
But there you go. Now he has his finishing, his little white bit on his nose.
Perfect. Bye,
So
Lisa.
cute.
Thank you so much for stopping in.
This turned out so adorable.
So
I love it so much. And you can sit like right here and just be like there. Or if you put like a magnet in it, it can be like a shoulder.
Cute.
Yeah, just like this. Oh, here.
There we go.
Just like a little pigeon. I think I'll make another one and I'll put a magnet in his butt and then I can sit him on my shoulder like that.
That would be
that'd
super,
so
super cute. He's just hanging out.
Or even like a hair clip and just like lean in and just have him sit up here.
Cute.
That'd be super cute.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
he
love
can just
it.
hang out for now right here. Then you can still see him. He's lounging.
Adorable. Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
So cute.
You finished your pigeon.
I did.
I have fixed my gauge. Started with wool. Oh my gosh, I love that I was able to like take you guys on this wool journey with me.
That's so nice because you don't see a lot of crochet people talk about the journey part. Like they've figured it out when they're ready to show you.
Exactly.
You know, because like they think, who wants to see this? But like I do. I want to see the process because I'm gonna be in that process at some point and I like to learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've learned so much about wool and I'm just like, I'm really excited to make this. I'm very scared to block it.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to make it.
I mean,
I will
you're
be
not gonna
calling
do-
you if I block
Yeah,
it.
of course. And you're not gonna you don't have to soak it to block it. You can do dry or you can do like a mist.
I'm probably gonna steam.
Oh, steam.
As for my first like blocking, I
Yeah.
have like a little like hand steamer.
Yeah.
So I will probably steam it
that's
and like
nice.
stretch as
Yeah.
I steam.
That's a good
As my
idea.
like first time
Yeah.
steaming a wool project.
Let me ask you this question: How do you store the things that you've made? Like,
Oh, I just hang it up in my closet.
okay, so you don't want to do that.
why?
With this, it'll stretch it out. It'll like stretch it out and
Right,
like
because it's heavy.
it's heavier.
See, I'm learning so
So you
much
want to like
about wool.
fold it and like put it.
We're gonna
and if you
fold it
have
and put
moths, like you have to do things for it.
That's great.
But
Okay, welcome to wool.
You don't see a lot of moths here, but people just be careful. You know, you could do like cedar wood pieces and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll probably because I
Yeah.
have like vacuum sealed bags, so I could just put it in there.
So sometimes fibers have like a moisture content, and
Lord
then
have
if they're in
mercy.
vacuum sealed, there might like be humidity buildup issues. So because like when I volunteered at Wildfiber after the fires here,
Yeah.
we had lots of yarn outside because they were giving away kits, fire relief, like yarn relief kits, and the bags got sweaty on the inside from being in the sun, even though they were sealed. So there's something moist in its existence.
Wool is just a whole thing. I'm going to look up so many things.
Yeah,
and I will be sharing it on Yarn Over Hook. Thank you
Yes.
for your insight.
Yeah, but don't hang it because it'll.
I will
hurt
not.
it. Yeah,
There's so many things that had you not been here for me at the start of this journey,
I'm glad I could.
I would have ruined this garment before I even got to wear it.
You're protected. Ask me anything, but yeah, just like assume it's like it wants to stretch no matter what. So blocking it and storing it, like just keep that in mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you guys got to learn a whole lot about wool too today.
I follow the wool campaign in the UK, and they're all about like making wool like have more positive and like making it more usable.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's really interesting because it is like a sustainable fiber. Like it isn't bad for the environment. So there's a lot
Not
of
bad for the animals,
yeah,
like
it's not-
depending on how it's
That's true. Depending on how they're
gathered.
kept, like you don't have to hurt them to gather wool. And sheep that have been domesticated for wool can't go back to the wild.
Oh, okay.
So that's like they've been raised to produce so much wool that they couldn't be free. They have to be sheared.
Right.
Yeah. So just interesting. But so I
so
know
nice.
I'm in the process of learning like a lot about wool because it's very interesting.
I feel like I've like found my new hyperfixation.
It's so
hyperfixation.
interesting. We'll have to go to a shearing festival.
I am so down. I'm so down.
Yeah.
Mars says now I'm nervous to crochet with wool. I got you, Mars. I will be the one. I told you guys, I've said this before to the Yarn Over Hook friends. If you want me to experiment with something, if you are nervous to try something out, tell me. I will do it for you. I volunteer as tribute. I will do it. Everything. I will volunteer as tribute. If you want me to try it out, I will try it out. So Mars, I will keep you updated on how my wool goes.
And nothing happens fast with it. So it's not like, oh my gosh, you hang it up and like tomorrow it's ruined. It's like, you just don't want to leave it like that.
I don't want to leave it like
that. So like,
that.
don't be too scared because like nothing will happen fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Riri says, don't be nervous. Remember, folks have been using wool for as long as there have been sheep.
True.
Once you get it down, it will become second nature. You got this.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that advice as well.
Absolutely. You've got this. I mean, like, love my wool sweater. My only mistake in it was that I made my ends too short to weave in, but that was my problem. That was like I didn't tie them off properly and I didn't weave them in properly. That had nothing to do with the wool.
Right.
So the only problem with it is my technical skills and not the actual product, the wool product. Like it's fine.
See, and you learn as you go.
Oh,
you
yeah,
learn
exactly.
as you go. This
Exactly.
was awesome. What a fun day. Here's what I have.
Little pigeon.
What a fun
So
day.
cute.
Yay.
It's like I really want it to like come from out of shot and
There we
be
go.
like
Keep going. Keep going.
it's like, and then it's gonna like suss out what's going on, and then it's gonna like lower back again.
What an awesome pigeon.
It's the suspicious pigeon.
The suspicious pigeon.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for hanging out
thank
with
you
us
for coming
today.
with us today.
This was
And thank you
so
for
much
having
fun.
me.
Oh my gosh,
This was
of
great.
Course,
I always love it.
Of course. Keep an eye out for episode 3.
Yeah.
We will be working out a schedule on when to do this because we both want to do it more often. So once we have a full like concrete schedule after my wedding, I just want to get through May.
Yeah.
Then we will have a more set schedule on stitches.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope that your projects went well. Let us know on Yarn Over Hook if you have not signed up yet. We would love to have you. It's a free social media for crocheters. We would love to see what you're creating. You can follow the link in the description below. Sign up is easy. I can't wait to meet you and see what you are making.
Same. I want to see everything that was discussed today. I'm gonna like blast through Yarn Over Hook as soon as we're done. I can't wait to see it all.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out. You guys have a great rest of your evening.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
About 60 miles.